The first NFL game of the season is in the books. It was a good one. Plus, apparently, Darren Muji is still cooking in the kitchen, and another trade is on the way. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show. And oh my goodness, we are 2 days away from the Jets season opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you guys are coming in, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe on YouTube, baby. Again, we get closer and closer to 8,000 subscribers. We appreciate you. We also have a phenomenal raffle going on this month with the brand new item that was just added. We'll reveal that in a little bit. But every Friday here on the show, we're graced by the presence of one of the greatest authors of our time. And his name is Bob Lederer, also a wonderful New York Jets historian. Let's bring him in. What's up, Bob? Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that.
I think I got a little bit of the Woody look there.
Yeah. I like that, though. But it's a good look. It's a good look on you, Bob. It's great to see the green and white on any part of your body, as far as I'm concerned. So,
Hey, look at my
Bob,
shirt.
that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes, I didn't see that as well.
Just for you, boy. Just for you.
I appreciate that. So thank you kindly, Bob. So here we go. We're going to talk about the Jets Steelers game for sure. We're going to take a bunch of questions and comments from people in our audience. But the other thing I would like to do right off the top is let's go to some footage. This is from the Flight Deck podcast from Rich Cimini. He believes that Darren Muji is going to strike a trade for an offensive lineman to help fill the void left by Alijah Vera-Tucker. Let's see.
I think Darren Muji is going to trade for a guard in the next couple of weeks. AVT, we talked about his injury. As of this recording, it looks like he's going to be out quite likely for the season because of a torn triceps. Happened in practice on Tuesday. We did not get any Aaron Glenn access after Tuesday's practice. It was before. The team was not required to report that injury on Tuesday because the first injury reports come out on Wednesday. And so it kind of slipped through the cracks for 24 hours there. But the bottom line is this is a tough break for AVT, who's in a contract year. Now, this will be 3 years out of 5 where he's missed significant time with major injuries. That's rough for him individually. For the line, they need another guard. I mean, John Simpson, I think, will start on Sunday, the left guard, but he's had a kind of a cranky back this offseason. He was in and out, missed some practice time. I don't think they can stay pat at guard. I think for Sunday, they will start Joe Tippmann at right guard, Simpson at left guard, and Josh Myers at center. That's an experienced trio, so they're not that bad there, but depth concerns. I think Muji makes a trade for a guard. I think.
Okay, so Rich Cimini, again, that was on his Flight Deck podcast that dropped yesterday, that he believes that Darren Muji, in his crystal ball prediction segment, will be trading for an offensive lineman sooner rather than later. Now, Bob, initially, there's an article in the YouTube description down below that has more details on this, but when I was trying to look around the league at first to try to find, first off, a team that'd be willing to trade an offensive lineman and an offensive lineman willing to trade for, that was a difficult search, Bob, out there in the universe. But I came up with a list today for everybody, and this includes players that are on teams, and there's also some practice squad possibilities that could be possible here for the Jets. I'm going to throw you guys a bunch of names, and again, I want to start off this by saying I'm not going to reveal some all-pro or superstar here that's going to emerge. So just sort of brace yourself.
Can I also make a little bit of a prediction that will
Please?
relate to what you're doing?
Okay.
The draft pick they trade will be a 27 pick.
Okay, I like that. I like that prediction.
Because he has too little already, that he can use in 26. So 27, and the Jets would be better, hopefully, in 27, so the pick wouldn't be as valuable to the Jets.
Exactly. Right. So, okay, here's some of those names. Cody Ford of the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a former high draft pick of the Buffalo Bills. He's just sort of settled into a backup role now. He's in his late 20s. There's Tevin Jenkins. He was a high draft choice of the Chicago Bears.
And the Jets were interested in him when he was coming out.
100%. And he's a backup now for the Cleveland Browns, so that would certainly make sense for the Jets. Again, their prior interest.
But he gets hurt all the time, and that's why the Bears let him go.
Correct. Here's a name Jet fans will be familiar with, and you're like, wait, this guy's still in the league? Chuma Edoga. He is now on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm not sure how you guys feel about that in the audience. There's Alex Kappa. He is a very experienced offensive lineman on the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, would the Raiders be willing to trade a very experienced backup offensive lineman? That's, I guess everybody's got a price, I suppose.
Along with a certain wide receiver, a 2 for some draft pick trade.
Yeah, they have to send a plane over anyway. Let's throw more bodies on it. I'm all about it. That's more efficient, Bob. This one, no plane required, but I'm not sure if the Jet fans will want this. Evan Neal of the New York Giants, who didn't do very well at offensive tackles. They put him at guard this offseason, and he lost out to other former Jet, Greg Van Roten. So, again, that's not very high on my list.
Talk about a blast from the past.
How about this? Here's a family connection that maybe some Jet fans will resonate with. Matt Hennessy, the younger brother of Thomas Hennessy, our longest tenured New York Jet. He's on the San Francisco 49ers, so he could be an option. He's got a lot of positional flexibility as a backup.
And if you're going to get a player, get him from an organization that is strong, that knows what it's doing. In fact, yesterday, to interrupt you just for a second.
No, yeah, sure.
I saw the Eagles had released an offensive lineman from their practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, wow, the Eagles have a great offensive line. Anybody who's got even an opportunity that has been their property might be worth looking into. And I looked at him, and he was, graded out as well below average. So, I don't think that's a possibility.
Yeah, and shout out to Zach Quinn here. Hennessy, and this is, again, Matt Hennessy is a younger brother of Thomas Hennessy. He can play center, too. So he's pretty versatile. So he'd be probably one of my favorites of this group. Now, those were all players that the Jets would have to trade for. They're on 53-man rosters across the league. This next list are practice squad players. All the Jets would have to do is sign them. They would have to give up no draft compensation.
Right. But you have to put them on your 53 immediately.
Correct. And then replace them or replace the person that you'd be bringing them on for.
But they can move any of those people down to the practice squad.
They could. Sure. Certainly.
Yeah.
Again, another familiar name for Jet fans. I actually interviewed him this offseason a couple of weeks ago. Dan Feeney. He's on the Buffalo Bills. He can play guard and center. I don't think he's great, but I think he's solid. And maybe that's what the Jets need right now, considering everything.
I don't think he's starting material.
Okay. Here's another one. Now, Jet fans are going to know this name, but I'm not sure if they're going to like it. But Matt Lombardo, it was a couple weeks ago, sort of floated him as a trade possibility. Now a trade is not necessary. Cole Strange, the former New England Patriots first-round draft choice, he's now on the Cleveland Browns practice squad, and he didn't live up to the first-round pick hype in New England, obviously, but that doesn't matter anymore. Now he's just a practice squad guy. So
is Cleveland picking up every guy who was a top draft pick of every other team and putting him on the practice squad?
Yeah, that's official. Yeah, it's in Cleveland. It's on.
There's the imprint right there. Okay.
Yeah. Certainly feels this way. I saw this name already in the chat, so you guys know where I'm going with this. Dan Skipper, the eligible, not eligible Detroit Lions big man offensive lineman. He's actually only on their practice squad, which was, from what I heard from Detroit people, a surprising cut. Again, they were able to effort him back to the practice squad, but most people thought he was going to make the roster.
That would make sense because, Glenn would be very familiar with him and be able to really provide an insight as to how capable he is and how easily it would be to fit him into, the scheme.
Yeah. And then this is the last name, and this is a big fat guy. He's got a lot of experience. I'm not sure his experience at the guard position. So unless the Jets are shifting other pieces around, just trying to bring in the biggest name possible, and then they'll figure it out. Trent Brown of the Houston Texans. He has a lot of experience at offensive tackle. Not sure the experience at guard.
He was with the Raiders, wasn't he?
Yeah, Raiders, New England.
Yeah.
He's been in a bunch of places.
In
So again,
fact, he was very sought after. He got a lot of money,
yeah.
to sign with the Raiders. I don't know, 3-4 years ago. Maybe it was longer than that.
Yeah, that is correct. So he's out there on a practice squad. So again, folks, if you're just joining us, Rich Cimini on the Flight Deck podcast yesterday believes and predicted, quite frankly, that Darren Muji is going to strike a trade for an offensive lineman.
Which means that Darren Muji is no Douglas. When an important player gets hurt, he's not going to sit around and just throw in a backup and say, well, what else can I do?
Which has to be refreshing for Jet fans that there is not a complacency here from Darren Muji. So if you're a Jets fan, you should be excited. Now, Rich Cimini, I should also have noted this. He did not name any potential names. So he said that and then moved on. He didn't say, oh, here are 3 names to watch or 4 names. He didn't mention any names. So I said, I took it upon myself. I said, all right, well, let me look around the league and see if there's anyone interesting. And I come through every depth chart and every practice squad in the National Football League. He came up with that list.
If Rich, who is just an excellent Jets reporter and knows everything and has known it for 30 years, if Rich knows that they've made a decision internally, basically, that they got to go get a good replacement, I think you can go to the bank. And it's so fresh an injury that the Jets themselves have probably had little or no time as they're preparing for the game this week, to really give specific thought. Let's zero in and let's go get this guy or that guy. So they'll have more time, certainly on Monday, and Tuesday next week, to devote themselves to that.
You nailed it there, Bob. It's unfortunate. We're just too late in the week. Steelers game, again, is 2 days away. Even if the Jets acquire the greatest offensive lineman of all time, to try to prepare him in a day and a half with travel and everything that he would have to do, that player would not play in the game. So this conversation about Darren Muji striking a trade for somebody and the list I mentioned and everything else, it is a long-term move in terms of the rest of the season. It's not a week 1 thing, and maybe it would be even difficult for a week 2 thing. So this is a long-term thing. So, Bob, this is your first chance getting a chance to talk about it, and marinate on the Alijah Vera-Tucker thing, and he was heading into the final year of his contract this year. Just give us your thoughts, your reaction to that disturbing news.
Well, my first reaction was the exact first reaction that you had yesterday, which is, hey, guys, you want to tar and feather this guy because he got hurt? That's ridiculous. I mean, he's done everything he can, I'm sure, to get healthy, to stay healthy, and to get hurt, in practice, before the first game. I feel terrible for him. I feel terrible because it is his contract year. Now, the only thing on the plus side is because he is still considered a high quality player, is that the Jets might be able to retain him after the season for nothing near what they would have had to pay if he had stayed healthy. So whatever he's making now, what is he making now? $4 or $5 million a year?
Right now, so it's a little warped. So just for
because this is year 5 of the 5-year contract,
5th-year option. So he's making $15.3 million fully guaranteed for this year.
Wow.
So it's which is souped up. That again, that's a warped number because of the 5th-year option compared to what he was making before. But Bob, I just have to say this: you're just too good, Bob. You're just too good for us, because everything you just said actually is a column coming out in about an hour and 15 minutes. Because Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt on Jets Final Drive, the SNY TV show last night, said exactly what you just said. That okay, this sucks. ABT, a 26-year-old. Is out for the season for the 3rd time in 5 years, and that's terrible. But the silver lining here is that the chances of ABT coming back on a team-friendly deal increased dramatically, they said. And like I said, we'll have a full column dropping on that in about an hour and 15 minutes.
He might feel a little bit of guilt about getting the $15 million, taking it home, and having it this season and not having played it down, and feeling that he owes something to the organization. So he might, sign a short-term deal with them unless they're willing to give him something that's a little bit sweeter longer term. But there's no doubt that if he gets out on the market, he's going to be one of the quality guards out there. I mean, look at how difficult it is to get one now or even during the off season. So this is really an opportunity for him and for the Jets maybe to make something work that works for both of them.
I
Because
am
he obviously
curious.
he's obviously not going to have the wheelbarrow ready to roll, for the big bucks. And by the way, I did not read Connor. I was actually out last night, didn't even see it down to the football game. And so Connor, you're a smart guy.
And that's what I would say is, again, so people are arguing in the chat, so I'm sure that'll make the phone calls lovely in a little bit about, no, just get rid of him. He's injury prone. Bring him back on the 1-year deal. Everyone's disagreeing. I would say, for AVT, you never know, I guess, a 26-year-old offensive lineman, maybe someone will be willing to risk it and give him a multi-year deal because this is such a rare opportunity, and maybe someone's going to be willing to do that. I would assume not based on the history, which means his most likely solution is sign a 1-year prove-it deal with the Jets, get decent money with some incentives, do a Tyron Smith incentive-like package, prove that you're as good as you say you are, and if you are, you'll get handsomely rewarded by the Jets with incentives, and then you could cash in when you're 27 and go to town. And I think that's ultimately what happens with AVT. So, we'll see how that story.
But the really wonderful thing as a Jets fan is that you have a general manager who, unlike Joe Douglas, who did some good things. I mean, sure. I don't want to completely take him over the coals, but quarterback Aaron Rodgers got hurt. He did not go out and get a reasonable, replacement. And last year with the kicking situation, it was horrendous.
Yeah.
And I think he let them continue to use their kicker because they didn't have any better options, or they thought, obviously they may have thought that, he's going to snap out of it. But you see in practice every single day that he wasn't snapping out of it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like I said, we'll see where this goes for the New York Jets. A quick shout out. We have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, appreciate it, show your support. And let's just do this right now, Bob. Let's show the people. So we've got some big news. We've had a raffle that you guys have all been bidding on over the last couple of days, but a new item that's perhaps greater than any other item that's ever been in this raffle's history has just entered the proverbial octagon, and I want to give a big shout out to Badshaw. So, folks, here's how it works if you're new to the channel. If you spend $3 on this YouTube channel at any point during the month of September, you're eligible for a raffle giveaway. How do you do that? Well, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a money sign. You click that, a bunch of options pop up. Super stickers, super chats, gifting channel memberships, and being a channel member to the Boy Green Coffee Club gives you all kinds of perks to early access videos and loyalty badges and things of that nature. But here is our prize pack, and it includes a new item that is beautifully placed there right in the middle. There is a personalized autographed copy of the greatest book of all time, Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football, that was donated by Badshaw. Badshaw's purchasing the book, and Bob Lederer, for whoever the winner is, will personally customize that autograph for you out in the universe who wins our raffle for the month of September. So if you spend $3,
I'll even do it for Woody Johnson if Woody wins.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Woody. So, yeah, if Woody or any of you spends $3 on the channel at any point this month, you have a chance to win this entire prize pack that I'll read out here in a second. But we'll gift that away on October 1st. So keep that in mind. So here's all the items up for grabs this month. What a prize. And I see people now saying, I'm bidding on this. Okay, great. Well, good luck to all you guys. We have the random vintage Jets player t-shirt from the past, a New York Jets sideline hoodie, a one-of-a-kind Jet Zone banner from me and my former co-host Ty Butler, who's now at ESPN New York with the MetLife Stadium dropback, a New York Jets polo, and I just mentioned that personalized autographed copy of Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football forever. And a big shout out to Badshaw, who's been donating some books over the last couple of raffles, which is really cool. So appreciate it from Badshaw, baby. And let's go. There you go. Bob, thank you for donating your half of this, which was an important piece of the puzzle, you autographing it.
Well, I felt honored that Badshaw wanted to put this in, as one of the rewards for winning it. And I only wish I could win it myself, but then I'd have to mail it to myself.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We'd have to figure that part out, the science of that. But nonetheless, we'll try to see what we could do from that perspective. All right, let's do two things here. First off, Philly Noodles says he wants in on that action, and he just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. All right, that membership went to Luke Hutchins. Luke Hutchins, you are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and Philly Noodles, you got yourself a raffle ticket to win that fabulous prize pack, which is your first raffle of the month. So there you go. Philly Noodles is in the raffle here, Bob. Nice. All right, here we go. There's one other.
Devin, you said you'd buy the book if I'd be more optimistic about the Jets. Well, you won't. I won't have to be optimistic, and you won't have to buy the book if you win the raffle.
Yeah. Look at that. He's skirting around that, which is very interesting. And now Philly Noodle sends in a super chat here on the show, which we appreciate. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Philly, thanks for being a member to this channel for 14 months. Appreciate it. Copy what the Eagles do, and we should be all right. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles got the win against the Dallas Cowboys. A fun game last night to kick off the NFL season. Back and forth, incredibly long weather delay. I stayed up for all of the festivities. The Eagles ended up winning 24-20. And here were the stats of one Jalen Hurts. 19 of 23, so incredibly efficient, but only 150 passing yards. No touchdowns, no picks, was only sacked once, and had a 93.7 QBR. He led the team in rushing, 14 carries for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So Green Bay's defense against the run was much better last night than
Cowboys.
The Cowboys, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was much better than had been advertised, in which your dad said would be vastly improved.
Yeah.
Make the Cowboys better because of their defense.
Yeah, so it did a pretty fair job against Saquon Barkley. The only problem is, and I thought the run defense held up pretty well despite what some of the jokes were on social media last night. I would say the things that hurt him was a lack of a game plan for Jalen Hurts, which is confusing because Jalen Hurts' mobility is well documented and well advertised. So a few times he just scrambled, looked around, saw open rushing lanes. There wasn't a QB spy. There wasn't great rush integrity by the defensive linemen or linebackers, for that matter, of trying to contain Jalen Hurts. So he just got to sit in the pocket. No one's open. Swam outside the stream and then just walked into the end zone for 2 big-time touchdowns for the Eagles. So the Cowboys could have, should have, would have won this game for sure. But Jalen Hurts was just able to get loose. So, yes, Philly Noodles, Jalen Hurts is a much more souped-up version of Justin Fields than Justin Fields, although Justin Fields is faster and things of that nature. But Jalen Hurts is a more accomplished quarterback, clearly. But
and
that's basically the strategy.
I'm sure we're going to hear from Philly this morning, but
for sure.
What does he want us to copy about the Eagles? What they did in the first half, or what happened after the rain delay? That rain delay was like watching a Major League Baseball game. We have a great starting pitcher, and he goes 3 innings, and the skies open up, and the team is not going to continue to let him go out after a 1 hour delay, and the other team comes back against the other, players on the other pitchers on the team.
Well, hopefully the thing the Jets don't copy is that porous Eagles defense last night and Jalen Carter spitting at Dak Prescott and immediately getting disqualified from the game 30 seconds in. So hopefully some of that, because I could definitely see Michael Clemens in that role. So I'd love to not copy that part of the strategy, Philly Noodles.
Took those words right out of my head,
Yeah. So let's avoid that. But no, in general, though, on a surface level, black and white with it, there's more to it. It's more complicated than that. But yeah, copying some of those philosophies, right? Jalen Hurts isn't going to win any MVP votes for his 150 yards passing, but it was just enough to win a football game against what was clearly a very competent, and 6 seconds in, Stephen Fox corrected me. Thank you very much on Jalen Carter's decision. But that's efficient football that can help win some games. So,
obviously the game plan was not to take risks, to just dink and dunk and be satisfied. The other day, Glenn and I think our offensive coordinator said, hey, we'll take the 9-yard passes that they give us.
Sure.
Which is, I think a lot of what the Steelers and a lot of other teams are going to do. So it's going to be interesting to see, 3rd and 12, whether that 9-yard pass is going to get them what they need for a first down. But, that's why you play the game.
So let's get into this Jets-Steelers game, Bob, and let's get your thoughts on it. We have all the juicy revenge angles anyone could ever want. Hey, if you were writing a book, you like all these storylines that you have featured in it, with Justin Fields facing his ex-girlfriend, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers facing his ex-girlfriend, the New York Jets. What do you make of all of it?
Well, first things first, you know that slide I sent you yesterday? Would you put that up?
Yeah, sure. Let's grab
I'm
that.
always curious because there's a thing that tends to happen here in Chicago for the first game of the season. And if the Bears aren't playing the first game of the season until Monday night or whenever, CBS here has a dilemma. They have a question. Are they going to put up another NFC Central, game? There's obviously avid interest here in what the Packers do and what the Lions do and what Minnesota does. Or do you put the Jets in as your premier game on Sunday? And so put up that slide, Paul.
Yes, I'm just getting a cleaner version of it. I have a
Okay.
cleaner version of it from here it is, from earlier in the week. I'm going to grab this real quick.
Everybody, look at this. When you're a Jets fan and you don't live in the New York metropolitan area.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. We'll have this up here in just a moment, folks. Hang on tight with our. I'm a monkey operating a spotlight over here, so appreciate any technical difficulties that are taking place here. Okay, here it is. Okay, here we go. My apologies, folks, for the delay, but here it is, right here on the screen. Boom, presto.
Okay, you see all that kind of reddish color?
That I do.
That's not a political map to show you where all the Republicans are. That's the map of all the areas of the United States that are going to see the Jets-Steelers game on Sunday.
That's a lot of coverage.
And I had to look closely at what is the shape of Illinois, and everything south of Chicago is getting the Colts. And everything north of those blue lines that you see there in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
That's the Jets in Chicago.
Wow. Nice.
And the only other blue is down in Florida because the Dolphins are playing.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. But these are the 12 o'clock for Central or 1 o'clock, the
Eastern,
early
right.
games across the country. Now, this is interesting and important to me because if the Jets look really good on Sunday, we may see more Jet games here locally on CBS.
Ooh. All right.
And if the Jets, don't look very good, that this is probably the last time we'll see the Jets here locally on CBS. So I've got a really extra rooting interest that we Jets play really well on Sunday. And
thankfully, Bob, either way, we have a picture of it. So just in case the Jets do lose and it starts going away, we can always remember this fondly with this image that you've sent me here. So thank you very much.
But all I did is I asked Google, where in the country are the Jets Steelers game going to be seen? And this popped up, and I went, wow, that's amazing. Look at all that coverage. The Patriots are playing, Vegas. And that's the green in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah.
And we cut off the yellow there. So I'm not really sure exactly what that is. But look at the coverage that they're giving the Jets. So the CBS television network.
Arizona and New Orleans.
Okay.
Arizona, New Orleans is the yellow color there.
CBS is really hyped about a New York team that has the potential, to be a very interesting team for them to showcase week after week.
And just in general, I think this game is just fascinating to the casual fan. Of course, there is all that interest, first-year head coach, Justin Fields, all that jazz, and Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh angle. But just in general, I think the game is incredibly fascinating. And I had Blake Jones, who's the NFL Senior Director of Broadcasting. I'm a big NFL schedule nerd, Bob, and every year when the schedule comes out, we have a member from the league office from their scheduling department, which is a department of like 4 or 5 people that are making the brain trust decisions on these schedules. Join us on the show every year, and we talk about some of those decisions. And Blake Jones told me in so few words that, hey, If we knew Aaron Rodgers was signed, which they did not know officially by that point, they would have made that the Monday Night Football game. So your Bears locally would have been kicked off Monday Night Football in place of the New York Jets. So I'm curious where that Bears-Vikings game would have placed, but that would have been the Monday Night Football game in Week 1, and the Jets would have started back-to-back seasons with Monday Night Football. Of course, last year, that 49ers game. This year, it would have been Jets-Steelers, but alas, it ends up being a 1 o'clock game, mixed in a pool of 10 other games, but clearly the the television gods, are doing their part to make sure as many people can see it in that pool of 1 o'clock games as possible.
Yep. So let's go Jets.
All right, beautiful. So that is the chart on it. Is there anything else before we get to all the animals out there in the universe that you want to say on this Jets-Steelers game?
I got a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't want to hold them. I don't want to hold them up. So let them in.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
throw in some stuff. The only thing I'll say first, and I was reading, collecting stuff all week. Michael Nania wrote a column just last Sunday that talked about something that is really hard to quantify, and that is the advantage the Jets might have on special teams. Who knows in the first part of the season, because you have so many rookies playing special teams, how good those units are going to be. But Nania said he thought the Jets had a potentially significant advantage there. So, with everything else that's going on, we'll see. Now, I want to give a prediction, but I also want to say, first of all, I'm terrible. I'm terrible with my predictions.
Okay.
So I'm going to go opposite of what I expect. Okay.
Okay.
And I think the Jets are going to win 16-13. But don't hold me to it. Don't hate me on Monday morning.
Okay.
I'm always wrong.
Okay. I wish you would have said that and then picked the Steelers. That would have made me feel a little bit better.
I picked the Steelers. My heart says Jets and my brain says Steelers. But I do believe what you have brought up several times, and I think it's important, is that the track record that Rodgers has in first games. And I think the track record even more so with the Jets last year. And he did not look really sharp until they made the trade for his buddy. And then all of a sudden, first of all, he started throwing the ball more. But secondly, that's when he started to look sharp. And he's had only about a month in training camp.
That's it.
To work with Metcalf and the other receivers. And he crowed yesterday about all the great tight ends that they have.
Yes.
I'm sure that's going to be, somewhat of a difference maker. But, their offensive line is very similar to ours, as you've also pointed out. And I'm sure I didn't get to watch the interview you did with the Steelers Insider, but I've seen a couple of others during the week. And they make the same point, is that they have a young, learning offensive line. And it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of tricks that Glenn has up his sleeve, because he's obviously, like every other head coach in the league, he's shown nothing during preseason as far as his defense goes.
And nor should he. There will be the unscouted look.
And I agree with you. And I think they've indicated that Sauce is going to stay on Metcalf no matter where he goes.
That's what it seems like. They haven't outright said it, although Aaron Glenn speaks later this morning, so I'm sure that question will be asked. But
he's not going to give an answer to
probably
that.
Not.
He will say Sauce will be out there on Sunday.
That's exactly what he's going to say. Zach Rosenblatt said last night, who covers the Jets for The Athletic, believes that Sauce Gardner is going to travel with DK Metcalf. So we'll see what the truth is on Sunday. Aaron Glenn, of course, is the one that holds the cards in that perspective. But that's what I would do if I was running the defense.
And I also wonder how much of the defense Glenn is going to get himself involved with, since he's got a very competent defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's going to have some input maybe before the game and at halftime, but it'll be interesting to see. Well, actually, we won't see it because the defensive coordinator will be up in the booth, and you won't see the two of them getting together. Maybe as they come off the field or come on the field, but otherwise you won't see how involved Aaron Glenn gets involved. You may see him talking a lot on his headset.
We have 400 people watching, and 130 of those people are on YouTube right now, but we only have 55 likes. So people, the 130, I'm talking to you. You're watching the show. Literally, I can see you right now. You're watching the program. Please hit the like button. That is free to do. That helps get this Jet show in front of other Jet fans in the universe. So please, if you're right there, it's free to do. Make it part of your routine. Every time you watch a show, we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. Just hit the like button. Take it to Pound Town, take it to Suplex City, wherever you'd like. Take it on a nice, fancy date to an Italian restaurant and don't call it back. Do whatever you want out there. That's up to you. A HEP timeout, though, and the phone calls are next.
Boy Green, daily, bugging daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, daily, bugging daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. We are here on a beautiful Friday. Yes, for those asking, the game tonight is on YouTube only, exclusively, which should be free to all of you out there in the universe that have YouTube, so you can watch that Chiefs-Chargers game tonight, so feel free to do so. Folks, this is historic. Of course, we have Bob Lederer here, that handsome bastard. He's here on the show as well. You know, he brings the face to Boy Green Daily here. But we have a caller, Bob, that people have been waiting to see for some time. And he's making his return to the airwaves for the first. I don't even know how long it's been. Maybe people out there know, but it's been months.
It's not Hef.
It's not Hep. Hep is waiting, and normally I go to Hep, but there's someone else we must go to. There's a pressing call we must go to, and this is a guy that has been gone for many months. You guys have been begging for this guy. People have wanted to see him. People have wanted to hear him, and now they can. Without further ado, let's bring him in. He's back, baby. It's Alain, baby, who's returned to the show, the Iowa Hawkeye himself. Alain, welcome back.
Greetings and salutations, boys. First of all,
good morning.
Good morning, sir. And Bob, Shabbat Shalom. Just
Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah. My wife is a rabbi, by the way. So I just
really? Where do you live? Are you in Iowa?
No, I'm not in Iowa. I'm from New York, but I actually live in North Dallas right now.
North Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend down the street has their daughter who lives in Dallas.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I grew up, I became a Hawkeye fan about 25 years ago. Been to Iowa a couple times and love the Hawkeyes. Huge game tomorrow.
A huge game. Alain, let me first off just start off with this.
I've been to Iowa a couple of times, and I was ready to leave pretty quickly.
Yeah, well,
good for you.
You know,
thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll plead the fifth on that one. Alain, I'm sure inevitably you're going to get to this thing I'm going to ask, but let me just ask it off the top. Was this date circled on the calendar? Was something said or uttered into the universe that summoned you like a genie from a lamp? Give us the details.
I was pointing out this day because I actually work my real job. I work from home twice a week.
Okay.
So I work Mondays and Fridays remote.
Okay.
I'm in the office Tuesday to Thursday. So your show here is at 6:30 in the morning.
Yep.
So I'm usually in the car around 7.
Oh,
so I listen to the first half an hour and jump in the car. I'm usually in the car at 7:30. Mm-hmm. Quick question, Paul. Did you actually pick the Jets to win 12 games this year?
You know, I have done a few prediction shows. My pop was one that we did game by game together where he said, hey, are you picking a number in your head and then you're just going to figure out your way to that number before we do this? I'm like, hell no. I'm like, let's just go and we'll figure it out. He's like,
were you sober when you made those picks or no?
I did all last weekend.
My legal representation has informed me to plead the fifth on that question. Yes.
So you actually picked 12 wins, right?
I did. Now, apparently, according to DNY for Life, that's a little low. His floor is 12. So, you know, I was a little.
Is there a cup in front of you, Paul?
There's a bucket.
Is there what kind of alcohol is actually in the bucket?
Moonshine.
Yeah, moonshine.
I appreciate it, Bob. Thank you. So, Bob, I have a question for you. I give you loads of credit having to deal with some of the dopes in this chat.
Oh, come on.
On your
these are
other
good,
dopes.
these are good, honest Jets fans.
Yes. Yeah. On your stance with Justin Fields, I'm in total agreement. Okay. People think he's the next Messiah here. Can
I give the official description of what I expect from him this year?
Sure.
Okay. And this is something that I developed the last couple of weeks. I'm not from Missouri. Show me.
It's a good way to put it. Again, when your issue with the quarterback is that he's indecisive and he doesn't go through progressions well,
and
that's a problem.
And his throwing is scatter-armed.
Yes, very, very difficult.
But that's why I said the defense. I said this last week. The defense is so critical. They have to give him an optimum number of opportunities because he might look terrible in one series, and the next one he might look like vintage Aaron Rodgers. So, we don't know what we're going to get, but that's the way it sounded like in practice. From all the reports we got, that they'd come out on the field and they couldn't do anything right. He'd get intercepted, whatever, and then he would come out later and he would throw touchdowns all over the field.
Don't worry. In 8 months, we will find our real quarterback. Don't worry.
He needs
hey, come on, Alain. Justin Fields, the guy got it on the T-shirt. It's pretty official.
8 months, when we'll be picking in the top 8, we will be finding our real quarterback.
Who is the Iowa starting quarterback? Is he available?
He sucks. Trust me. You don't want him. Okay. Trust me.
Right.
What about the Illinois quarterback?
Cross him off the list.
The Illinois quarterback? He's okay. I like him, but I don't think he's a top.
Yeah, he's not, but he's gotten better every year.
Yes,
he's going to be an NFL player. Not a star, but he's going to be an NFL player.
Couple of comments. 3 season-ending injuries in 5 years. No, I think it's time to part ways with Mr. Vera-Tucker. I hope he enjoys time on the West Coast. He's from the West Coast. He can sign his 2-year deal with the Chargers or the Rams. Maybe have the first year guaranteed and the second year not. He's not coming back here. And honestly, I think it's a blessing in disguise for the Jets, and I'll tell you why. Mm-hmm. I think the Jets were really leery about giving him $100 million. And that's what they were going to have to do if he had played really well. So now they don't have to do it. Now they're like, we don't have to pay him now.
Well, but now you have to find somebody else that is a really good alternative to stick in there. And if you're talking about a draft pick, you're not going to spend a first-round draft pick on a guard.
Joe Tippmann will be their right guard in the future. I always thought Joe Tippmann will be their right guard. They'll bring back Simpson to play left guard. And
find the center?
Yeah. Iowa center Logan Jones, 3rd round.
Oh,
mentored by the great Tyler Linderbaum. Okay, the great Tyler Linderbaum.
Alana, I can see why you're so favored by so many Jet fans out there.
I speak the truth, Bob. Other people are morons. That's the difference. I speak the truth. It's the Jewish faith. Okay, that's why. That's what it is. Even my wife says
my father used to call everybody a moron. So yes. I get what you're saying.
As far as Sunday is concerned, I was thinking 17-13 Steelers to start, and that was before the injury.
Okay.
I think it's a 2-score game on Sunday. Ooh. It's a bad matchup both ways. Josh Myers is going to get trampled over the middle from the likes of Hayward and Benton, and I worry defensively against the 13 personnel of Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. Really tough matchup on both sides. Unless the Jets can control the line of scrimmage, keep the ball for 38 minutes, I think it's a really tough matchup.
Well, it's look, they're gonna run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. This is the game where they're going to go for it on the ground and
absolutely
keep pounding away, no matter how much success or lack that they have. Because they have to establish that they have a running game. And, if they can't, Oh my God, with Buffalo coming next, boy, that's really a fearsome situation.
I actually looked at the two lines the next 2 weeks. Buffalo -8.5 next week, and Tampa -8 in 2 weeks. So they better win Sunday because I smell 0-3. Okay, that's what I'm saying. As far as the season, 6-11 is where I see this team. I see a top 8 pick for the Jets. Hopefully, they can find a real quarterback then. Maybe it's Nussmeier. Maybe it's Levitt. I don't know if they'll be as bad to get a Lenore Sellers, but they need to find a real quarterback because
Cade
It might be hard. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah, Cade Klubnik. That's NY Jets FL's guy.
okay, he needs to play better than he did the other night.
It might be really hard to get a really good quarterback with a top 8 pick, unless you're going to deal to get higher in the draft, which is, I think, what they'd have to do.
What was
Top
Josh
8.
Allen? He was like the 7th overall
He
pick.
was the 7th pick.
Yeah.
Top 8 is being conservative. I could see them being a little worse. So
Ooh.
I'm being nice to top 8.
Do you think they're going to get better as the season goes on, as I do?
I think they will be 2-6 at the break. Again, they're only favorites in one of their first 8 games. That's the Carolina game at home. I could see them winning one of the other games. I could see them getting better. It's usually the Jets' MO. They usually start out like crap and they win meaningless games in December. So I can see them being a 6-11 team. I could see them getting better, but I don't think it really matters.
Do you see the defense keeping them in games?
I think the key to the defense is, number one, how effective Jermaine Johnson is early in the season. Again, I have a problem. People are like, oh, he's going to be so great off the bat. Guy's coming off an Achilles. I don't expect to see Jermaine being Jermaine until maybe mid to late October. Again.
So let's talk about that, Alain, for a second, because I think you're right that it's going to take a long time for Jermaine to get back. But then how do we explain the Jets' moves? Because the Jets' moves indicate that what the fans say, Jermaine's going to be back immediately. Because if you thought that he was going to take some time, let's say October, then why wouldn't you have signed a competent defensive end or drafted one or anything to help alleviate that pressure off Jermaine, so you're not expecting Jermaine to be Jermaine off the bat? Because they had, again, I've been pounding the table for Clowney. If you don't like Clowney, fine. Pick your person out in the universe. There's plenty of them out there that could have been a guy. When they didn't add a guy that says to me, damn, they must really expect Jermaine just to come off the bat, because if not, it doesn't make any sense.
How do I explain the moves? I explain the moves based on the fact that 2025 is a transition season. I do not think they're going to throw all their cards out there. And you mentioned Zadarius Smith and Jadeveon Clowney. First of all, Jadeveon Clowney, as you said, is a mercenary, but he also wants to get paid and play for a winner. He's not coming here. Zadarius Smith, I still believe, goes back to Detroit. Push comes to shove. So if you look at the Jets, especially week 1, let's say, I think I mentioned this on another show, 60 offensive snaps for the Steelers. What percentage do you see Jermaine playing? Maybe 25, 30%? Maybe. So you're basically telling me 35 snaps you're expecting to see the likes of Michael Clemens and Braden McGregor. That's a big problem.
Let me go back to the offense and to Fields in particular.
Sure.
And there's a big pro and a big con here. The big con from the Jets' perspective, or the big pro from the Jets' perspective, is that the Steelers, and Paul had this, with his interviews like a lot of other people did, the Steelers had big problems with option quarterbacks.
Sure.
Last year, yep.
And they had Fields in camp on the team, probably running the practice team against them.
That's probably true.
And so if they were going to ever be prepared for that kind of a player, that should have been the situation. And that's what they're facing this week. So I mean, that's my hope about Fields, is that if they can just keep the offense, and I want to see the offense, run really at a very rapid pace. Don't give the Steelers a lot of time to make adjustments, to shuttle players in and out. Let's almost run a two-minute offense as as often as we can, and just have pre-designed a list of pre-selected plays.
My belief is on
fine.
their defense. I think that Queen is going to be a guy who spies Fields. I would not be surprised if they match up Peyton Wilson with Mason Taylor. He's a guy who's always played well against tight ends. And with the Jets' inability to find themselves a number 2 option at the wide receiver position, I can see their defense sliding over and playing tight on Garrett. I just don't think the Jets have enough weapons. I think the Steelers have an elite front seven. I think they'll get penetration up the middle, especially without Vera-Tucker. I can see guys like Loudermilk and Benton and my boy Black and Cam Hayward getting into the backfield. And I worry about the matchup of Watt against Memphis.
What about when we run the ball? Don't you have any confidence that our offensive line can open holes?
I worry about that, especially with the right guard not being there. I thought the biggest advantage the Jets had was when you had Vera-Tucker and Membu on the right side. It's definitely different if you move Tippmann to the right guard spot and have him play next to Membu. It's not the same effectiveness. So I worry that the Jets will not get as much as much success on the right side.
But Membu's strength is the running game. Supposedly, his shortcoming that he needs work on is pass protection.
I agree with that.
Tippett is going to be. I think Tippett and he are going to be able to open some holes there on the right side.
Yeah, I know Philly Noodles mentioned that Hayward is not playing. Hayward is playing. They already mentioned yesterday that Hayward was.
I don't know. I was listening to a simulcast yesterday between a Jets podcast and a Steelers podcast. And the Steeler podcast said he's not playing, even though I've seen report after report saying, if they tell you he's not playing, don't believe it. He's playing. But, I don't know what to believe about that.
I think me and Alain are about to say the same thing. If you look at the injury report where you have to give a designation, there was rest day listed next to Hayward. So that appeared again. That was the big. If that didn't appear, then he just clearly skipped practice and said, "Hey, Steelers, go pound some certain other objects," because that's not going to happen. So that rest day to me says, okay, maybe that calms down the situation. But again, we'll see. We got another today's Friday. We'll get another practice report today, so we'll see what happens there.
Again, the Jets better win Sunday because it's going to be a really long September if they don't. I don't see them winning the next 2 weeks. I could see an 0-3 start going to Miami week 4 Monday night. I think that's going to be an issue. But again, I always looked at 2025 as that transition year. I didn't mind them bringing in Fields. I was shocked they gave him $30 million guaranteed. That shocked the hell out of me. I thought they were going to maybe give him 2 years at $24 million, maybe $16 million guaranteed. But giving him $30 million guaranteed, they definitely overpaid, in my opinion. But again, I looked at 2025 as that transition year. And hopefully late April, they will find themselves a real quarterback because right now they do not have one.
Well, whoever that real quarterback is, he's not going to start next year.
He will not. I think he will play midway through the 2026 season. They can't cut Fields. His cap hit in 2026 is $23 million, with $22 million being dead cap. So I think he will start next year, maybe play 6 to 8 games, and then transition over to their real quarterback in the middle of next season.
That's going to create a big problem. And I don't know why we're running into next year already, but they'll create a real problem because it'll be hard to find a quarterback in college that you like as much alone as you might, who's going to be at all similar to Justin Fields.
Sellers is a guy who could be that. I don't think it'd be that bad to be a Sellers in that range for Sellers. Maybe a Mateer if he continues to play well. He's a guy who can be drafted in the top 15. So those are very similar type of quarterbacks as Fields. Definitely RPO type of players. But again, I don't look at 2025 as a season that this team could actually win. I think they'll battle the Dolphins for the basement of the AFC East, and it's fine. I look at 2025, and I'll just conclude here, as an opportunity for some of their younger players, some of their 2025 draft picks to really step up, whether it's Membu, whether it's Taylor, whether it's Smith, maybe Malachi Moore can actually step in for an ineffective Tony Adams midway through the season. Maybe we'll see a little bit more AZ Thomas midway through the season. That's what 2025 is all about. So when
this is a big coaching up year. But Alon, I want to thank you for your bright skies and sunshine look at the upcoming season.
Absolutely, Bob. And again, I agree with you.
And don't be shy. I want to hear from you every Friday.
Well, that was going to be my next question, Alain. Is this hey everybody, God bless, and then you revert back to the comments? Is this now your entrance to the season, and now it's a regular thing? What are your plans, Alain?
I will not be on next Friday because I will be in the air next Friday. I actually am going to Vermont next week with my job. So
beautiful.
I have a 4:30 a.m. flight Friday morning back to Dallas.
Jesus.
So, but I will be back in a few Fridays. And when the Jets are 1-5, I will call in and I will say to the people out there who are the 10 and 11 win Jets fans,
or 12,
look in the mirror and realize that what I say is right about the 2025 Jets. 6-11, top 8 pick. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. And again, the pleasure is all yours. Thank you very much.
Alon, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh,
and I get critiqued for being too negative.
Well, Bob, you've not had a chance to meet Alain yet. Well, apparently you're welcome. Wow. There is a lot of callers waiting, and boy, oh boy, there's a lot to unpack with that phone call. Well,
he told you what he told you what he thinks. He didn't beat around the bush. He didn't take
does not
a
beat
lot
around
of time
bushes.
to go,
No.
well, maybe this and maybe that. And I can't disagree with a lot of what he says, but I'm hoping beyond hope that a lot of what he said is not actually going to come to pass.
Yeah, I'm hoping his crystal ball is a little, off kilter, perhaps, as he was looking through it. He's like, oh, sorry, it was turned to the left.
He picked up the wrong crystal ball this week.
Perhaps, right? Yeah, he went to the wrong shop. Hopefully that was it. So we got a lot of calls to get to. So let's continue the train. Hep was up next. So Hep, yes, what's up, Hep?
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. To answer Alan, the first thing I would do is I know we're nervous about that their defensive front.
Sure.
So the first play, I would catch him sleeping, and I would say, Arian Smith, go for it. We're going downtown. Boom. Even if he misses it, just loosen up the middle.
I'm not worried about their defensive line.
No,
I'm more focused on the Jets' offensive line and what they can do, because I think they're going to try to ram it down their throats on the first series. And if they don't have any success, they're going to try it again with some changes, some alterations. I mean, you can't be something you're not.
Sure.
They're not going to be throwing the ball all over the field.
No, I don't think they're going to do that.
No,
but I'm saying
I don't think going back and going for it with Arian Smith on the first play or any time early is the way to do it. I think you will agree, if you think about it, Hep, the way you do it is after you run it up their gut about a dozen times and get yardage. And I think they're going to be able to get some yardage on the Steelers.
Yeah, I would say
when they really start to stack it, that's when you do a fly with Arian Smith.
I think, Hep, I totally disagree with Bob. I'm with you. And this is what I would say. Because Mike Tomlin, I was listening to his press conference earlier this week, and Mike Tomlin said it several times in his press conference. He does his press conference a little differently. It's unique hearing how guys handle it. He does like a 10, 15-minute soliloquy going through the entire Jets roster before anyone asks any questions. He gives his thoughts on the quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers, the offensive line. It's just an overflowing amount of information. I'm like, wow. And in there, he's like, Aaron Glenn has made things very transparent. They plan on running, and doing more running. And I agree with you. That's what I would do. First play of the game, Jets receive the opening kickoff, right? Justin Fields outside the huddle. He's getting it electronically sent to him. And he goes in the huddle, and the teammates are like, yeah. Justin, what's the play? He's like, it doesn't matter what the play is. And he goes over to Arian Smith, 82. He's like, Arian, excuse my French. I want you to run as fast as you fucking can, buddy. Okay? That's the play. All right, break. and then he just pump fake and just chucks it because something good's going to happen. PI potentially, Hep, or a long ball for a touchdown. I agree. Everyone thinks in the world that they can run the football. I think the key, Hep, is doing that and putting them on their – that's going to back them up no matter what happens, I think. Go ahead, Bob.
We've talked about Glenn's similarities with Parcells.
Sure.
I would like to see Glenn be similar in his approach to Lombardi, and that is stop me. Here's what I'm going to do. Stop me, because I think that's the kind of offense and that he wants to run. They went the whole offseason and preseason running the ball. Now, they do have to throw the ball at the right times, but I think he's going to dare the Steelers to stop him.
But there would be nothing more demoralizing than say, hey, buddy, lean across the line of scrimmage. We're going to run it right here. Okay, be ready. And you run it. Nothing. Okay, well, we're going to run it right here. Nothing. All right. Now we're going to run it here. Nothing. And then punt.
Hey, Paul, it works in the movies all the time.
Yeah, that's true. So hopefully it will. But there'd be nothing more demoralizing than that. They say, we're a running football team. We're going to punch you in the face. And they go, nothing, punt. That would be tough. But obviously that's going to be, like I said, the tone and everything. I don't think me, you, or Hep disagree with that. But I think those shots can really back people up, especially since everyone's anticipating run all over the place. But we'll see what
it can also back you up onto your own 1 yard line.
That's it. One quick thing I wanted to mention about the Matt Snell situation. I haven't let that go.
Don't let go of it, Hep. Let's keep trying to find ways to make it happen.
I've been watching Jake's show, and I think the key is to get Jake. And other people have been calling in. I saw a couple of super chats mentioning Matt, and and he did mention. He said, Jake did say, he goes, yeah, I believe we should bring him back. He goes, but it's not Woody's fault. I mean, he really didn't do the thing.
Oh, come on, please.
Yeah. So I don't think he really understands. You know, I think you should call up Jake. You should, Bob, and tell him and say, this is the plan. I mean, you inherit the Super Bowl, you wear that around your neck like a trophy, right? So you also inherited Matt Snell situation.
If Jake really did say that this is not Woody's fault, that Woody didn't have anything.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm shocked that Jake would say that, because he is such a devoted longtime Jets fan. I mean, obviously not as long as me. You, but he just, he wears the green,
sure,
and it's his whole life and his whole business is built around that. And it has nothing to do with whether Woody is guilty of it or not. It's what Woody can do.
That's the thing. Point. Yeah, I think he doesn't understand what Woody can do, and I think you got to give him the 411.
Yeah. So feel free to call into a show or Bob or something like Hep said, and then maybe you could just be able to sort of spiel.
The key is Rich Eisen, because if Rich Eisen, he has Rich Eisen's ear. If he does Rich Eisen and he go, look, I got a great story for you, Rich. Let's bring back Matt Snell home. Let's bring him back home. This is how we can do it. Hey, that might be a great idea. Let me talk to Woody.
So we got to convince Jake, right? Yeah.
It's Mike Greenberg too.
Oh, Mike Greenberg too.
Oh, Greeny, sure, yeah. And both of them are old enough that they have sort of the standing that I think is required here. I don't think. I'm trying to think of a good example of a 40-something-year-old Jets fan. It's not coming to mind, but Rich Eisen and Greeny just have the standing that they've been around forever.
They're old timers like me, yeah,
100%.
The problem is the season's starting, and the season is going to be.
It's going to It's going to wash. I agree.
Sure,
That's unfortunate.
However, if things start to dip and we don't do as great and we come down, there'll be a time where we can get it in. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But anyway. I'm still pulling, Bob. You got a lot of callers. Peace out. Love you guys.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game on Sunday.
There you go, Hep. All right. We have a ton of phone calls. We'll get to all you guys, I promise. So I'm just going to keep going in order here and giving seniority to who called first. So up next in that conga line is Indy Jets. Indy, what's up, pal?
Good morning, Indy.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, BG. Hey, first of all, I really wanted to come on after Alain. That was my goal, and the difference, and I'm going to tell you the difference between Alain and every single person on this chat, including you two,
Okay.
Now we all have our predictions. Of whether we're going to be 0-3 going into Miami, whatever the predictions are. The difference is Alain hopes that we lose, and none of us we might sit here and think that. And he said it. He actually said it in the chat. I got the screenshot. He hopes the Jets lose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Now that's the type of fan that Alain is. That he literally hopes the Jets lose. Not that we all can predict, and we can all think that, hey, we may not be very good. We may only win 6 games. That's all fine. None of us hope that we're going to lose, though. We're not going into the Steelers game going, man, I hope Aaron Rodgers just whacks a knots on us. Alain does. I mean, he wants the Jets to lose this year.
Yeah, you're correct.
I'm
one of those
the type
guys
of fan that Alain is.
When they get to game 15 and they need a really good draft pick to get that quarterback.
We're not talking about that kind of. We're talking about the beginning of the season.
Talking about the whole season, yeah.
We're talking about the beginning of the season that Alain wants this team to lose. What do you think?
I want a real QB is his response to you, Indy. I want a real QB.
Right, and we all know throughout the history of the quarterback drafts that it's a crapshoot.
Sure.
50-50. Nobody would have predicted Tom Brady as the 6th round pick to be, a 7-time Super Bowl, winner, 6-time, whatever it was.
Alain, by the way, contests that he said, "I hope we lose." He says, "When did
I've got the screen? I've got the screenshot, so I will dig it out and find it.
Okay,
he did say, "Hopefully we lose." And I called him out several times, and he refused to answer me.
If you have the screenshot, let me know. We will present that evidence on the screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Indy,
so,
how many games do you think the Jets are going to win this year?
I still say I'm at 10 plus.
Really? Wow. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
I really respect your acumen.
Well, also, when Alain was talking about his original prediction of the score for Pittsburgh was 13-17, I believe.
Correct.
And with the loss of AVT, he changed that to a double-digit score. Now you're telling me that, and we all like AVT, but when you break it down, AVT was ranked 15. We go by rankings. PFF does a great job of ranking players. AVT was ranked 15th as the right guard.
Okay.
He was the 15th, which is average. Mm-hmm. Joe Tippmann, with his blocking, was ranked 9th as a center. So now he's moving over. So did we really lose a lot going from Tippmann to right guard? We lost probably more going to Josh Myers being a center than we lost at right
more
guard.
Than anything, what we lost at right guard is the relationship that Tippmann and our right tackle now have to begin with each other. Because one of the things I really learned from my book is how important it is for you to know exactly what the guy to the left of you and the guy to the right of you can do and what they can't do. So you're prepared mentally and instinctively to respond to situations.
Which is also why Aaron Glenn has rotated Tippmann to right guard and left guard throughout practice, correct? I mean, that's what he's done. Josh Myers, that's why there's a battle for center. There was never a battle for center. The battle is we've got to keep Tippmann available because we know one of the two guys is probably going to go down. And he just knew it. And so he continued to use Tippmann at right guard and left guard to get him used to, well, he may have to go over and be by Mambu. He may have to go over to Fasano. And so they've already started building that relationship just through practices. And that's why they brought in, they brought in this Josh Meyer to have supposedly a competition. It was never a competition to be center. It was setting it up so we don't have to go to a second string guard. We just move Tippmann over, and he's already got the familiarity
it's for it to be a smooth transition.
Right. And so they've already been practicing that. It's not like it's something that we have to bring in Max Mitchell, God forbid, and so absolutely that they've already been preparing for for this. And as far as AVT goes, look, we can love great guys as a person, as a leader. But if you're not on the field, you're not on the field. He's had this will be his third season where he's not going to complete a season. He's only completed.
Yeah, I got the stat here. This is in my article that's coming out in like 20 minutes. But so when you consider, obviously, he's going to miss this entire season. This is the number I'm about to say are the games missed across 5 years in the NFL. And that is this. And I wish this nugget wasn't true. He will have missed 42 games across his 5 years in the league. That's a lot of games. That's 2+ seasons.
You could have Bo Jackson on your team, but if he's only going to play 3 or 4 games a year, what good does it really do you? So, and AVT, I've heard people say, well, we were at 7 games with the loss of AVT. Now they're going to drop our wins down to 5. Is AVT going to get us 2 wins? If he's in that game, is he actually going to be the difference maker in 2 games? Probably not.
No, and especially since since Paul opened the show, I think they are going to get another very reliable guard or offensive lineman.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, if you lost Garrett Wilson,
I believe that Muji's going to do that. I really do.
But if you lost Garrett Wilson, I can see that win-loss total being affected. If you lost Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, I can see the win-loss total. You lose Sauce and Quinnen, I can see the win totals being affected by players like that. AVT, who is an average guard in the NFL, even when he does play, he's still just an average guard. There's nothing that he does great. We're not talking like Quentin Nelson here. He's not in the top tier of right guards. So how does an average guard now say we're going to lose a few more games because of the loss of him? It doesn't make sense. The math doesn't math.
No.
I got one more question for you, BG, before I get off here. Has Nick Ferry already called and canceled for Monday? Because I know that he does not want to hear how great Jalen Hurts played last night.
Right. As far as I know, I've not received a text yet from Nick Ferry from last night. So
because I think that what Jalen did last night is very similar to what we will see with Justin Fields.
150 yards passing, 60 yards rushing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody is actually expected out of Justin Fields, right? We're not going to pass the ball. We're going to run the ball. He's going to run the ball. Isn't that what we've been talking about for the last 2 months? Is exactly what Jalen Hurts did, is what everybody expects Justin Fields to do.
Hey, I just hope he's that efficient. Again, I think Hurts was not, I don't have it up anymore, but 19 of 23 or something like that. So hell, I hope he's that accurate. That would be terrific.
And most of his passes were to tight ends.
Correct.
His two wide receivers, his 2 big time wide receivers caught 4 balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ Brown had 1 target and help me out here. The other wide receiver.
They have Jahan Dotson, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown.
Devontae Smith got 3.
That's pretty difficult to find a better pair than that.
Is that you're telling me that those 2 guys could only get 4 targets? But there again, that's what everybody expects Justin Fields to be. Yeah. And so if he rushes for 2 touchdowns and we don't pass for any, but we still win the ball game, that's the kind of games that we're going to be in. I think our defense will play better than either one of those 2 defenses last night in the first half.
Let's hope.
In terms of elusiveness and getting out of the pocket and into open spaces, Hurts is probably as close to what Fields is as anybody in the league is.
Yeah, and it Hurts or Fields is probably just a little bit faster. Obviously, the difference is, but we'll see.
Hey, when there was a point, let's just remember this. I see a lot of people don't like these Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields comparisons. But if you go back to Jalen Hurts' playoff game against Tampa Bay, it was his first or second year. He was awful. He couldn't hit
Terrible.
the broadside of a barn. And I'm like, oh my God, Eagles are clearly going to be looking for a quarterback. And they were patient and quarterback development and everything else. And then he ultimately became this near borderline MVP last season, that he had all these crazy numbers where he was a Super Bowl MVP and all those other things, like that. He was in that conversation with, and in that Chiefs game, the Super Bowl they lost, he was very good too. He was able to go from there to there. So they were able to turn it around. So,
but they didn't, that wasn't necessarily a Jalen Hurts thing. That was the Eagles having one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Sure.
They bring in they've got two very good wide receivers, and then they bring in a Saquon Barkley who had a chip on his shoulder last year, from what the Giants did to him. So you surrounded a guy you surround any decent quarterback with a great offensive line, two great wide receivers, and a good running back. Now tell me, is that not the recipe for success?
Let's hope.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Fields doesn't have the same talent around him, but this year he has more talent around him this year than he's had ever in the NFL. We can't argue that point.
I concur.
And so could he put up very similar numbers? Absolutely. Why couldn't he?
Let's see. I think the key for Justin will be staying healthy. That's something he has not proven to be able to do at this level. I hope he can. And if he can put up those numbers,
but
add
it's
them
always
up.
good to see you, Bob. I appreciate you coming in on every Friday. We look forward to it.
Hey, you should see what I look like at 5:30 in the morning when I get up to get ready for this.
Yeah, right. And did Bob say he was coming to the game?
He did not.
Didn't you say?
Not that I heard.
No, I said at some point I've got to come east and meet all you guys and actually go to a Jets game, which I haven't done since I can't even remember the year, but I moved here in 1983, so I know it hasn't been since 1983.
Well,
I went to a game when they played here. I went to a game when they played the Bears here. That's it.
Yeah, week 5 would have been a really good choice to make this year. You should have just come to New York week 5. I hear there's something special going on at
there's some food fest or something going on.
Yeah, I don't know, some music fest or something.
Maybe next year, Bob.
Maybe next year, maybe or something. But anyway, good
Well,
seeing you guys.
I need that jersey everybody was promising me.
That's true. The what is it called? The rivalry jersey. We'll see if that is indeed coming up in the cards. We have a lot of phone calls. Let's get to a couple super chats coming through here. Backwoods aren't cool with a $20 super chat coming in here. Very nice. That is 6 raffle tickets for our contest.
Wow.
While just got a head coaching job. Congratulations, Backwoods aren't cool. And I'm very excited to be able to get back to my Jets. Run the ball, RPO them into submission. Them damn Georgia quarterbacks. Google CJ Cypher. Give them Georgia boys a chance. So yes, Justin Fields, his original roots as that Georgia quarterback before he ended up at Ohio State. So Backwoods aren't cool. Congratulations on the HC gig. Love it. And hey, man, I think we're all excited to get back to Jets football. So that's going to be quite a charm. I can't wait. So beautiful. Thank you for that. And I see you sent in another super chat. Backwoods aren't cool. A $5 super chat. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Stop disrespecting the Georgia quarterbacks. Let him cook. We see if they will here. Backwoods aren't cool. By the way, you have 8 total raffle tickets for a contest. Thank you so much for your super chat combinations, my friend. I'll update the banner here in short order. All right,
I always like Matt Ryan. He was a Georgia quarterback, wasn't he?
Boston College, actually.
Oh, Boston
BC.
College.
He's a Boston College guy. Matty Ice. But yeah, Matthew Stafford, Georgia quarterback. So there you go.
I think he's been pretty good.
Yeah. 2009 draft. With that Sanchez draft. Very nice. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Up next in order is in the full Jets gear, FL Phil 98.
Oh,
Billion.
my God.
Yeah.
I saw you yesterday, and I said, boy, he never calls in.
Here he is.
Well, the reason I'm calling in so soon is, Paul, you asked about a poem, which got me thinking. I hadn't updated the Jets coaching poem. And I thought it might be something that Bob, being the historian that he is, might appreciate.
Sure.
So if you would indulge me, some may have heard this before, but I wrote this poem, Bob, 25 years ago. when Parcells took the Jets to the AFC title game.
Remember it well.
It was the week before the Denver game. And as you remember, Mike Francesa was friends with Parcells, and people were calling in with all kinds of stuff. So I wrote this homage to Parcells. And if the Jets had won that game, I was going to call in and ask him to let me read it. And of course, they lost to the Broncos. So that's what the first part of this is. Then after I did this and read it on this show, which I'd never shared it publicly with anyone for 25 years, I was encouraged to pick it up from there. So I wrote part 2. So if you, without further ado, here we go, Bob.
There you go. Here's Philium right here. Okay, here we go.
I remember the days of Broadway Joe and the last time the Jets were in the big show. He and Weeb, like Muhammad Ali, shook up the world and made history. After Super Bowl III, the future was bright. The Jets throttled up and seemed ready for flight. The decade ahead proved to be quite confusing. No matter who coached, the Jets kept on losing. It was the end of an era. We said goodbye to Joe. We saw coaches come and we saw coaches go. Between Eubank and Michaels, there were a few names, but none that were known for winning football games. In the early 80s, we did have some fun. In a strike-shortened season, we had a good run. But a title game loss in the mud to the Finns pushed Walt Michaels out and brought Joe Walton in. He had fits and starts and disappointments galore till we screamed, Joe must go. We can't take any more. Bruce Coslet brought youth and exuberant juice, but 4 years later, we cut Bruce loose. Pete Carroll had 1 year to plan his attack, but a December swan song led to him being sacked. Rick Kotite's 2 seasons were filled with such pain, it physically hurts me to mention his name. He lost 28 and won only 4 and brought the Jets to a low like never before. Then in came the man with the grand master plan, and he vowed to turn things around for Jets fans. Things started changing the day he got here, and we won the division in his 2nd year. Of all the great coaches that history tells, there is none finer than Bill Parcells. If he takes a 3rd team to the Super Bowl game, they should build him a wing in the Hall of Fame. Now I have just one more wish, that on Super Bowl night, the Empire State be lit with green light.
Frame it and put it in Woody's office.
That's it. Philium. Yes, baby. I've asked and you have delivered. I love it.
Could you indulge me for part 2?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's great. And not just because everything rhymes.
That's true. That's pretty good. All right, go ahead, please. Philium.
Bill Belichick dogged us and went to the Pats, and Jets fans will never forgive him for that. We let that be known. He heard our jeers, then went on to screw us for the next 20 years. A reluctant Al Groh didn't want to be here, so he left to coach college the following year. Herm Edwards, a man of exceptional class, and if I were to meet him, I would raise up my glass. Although he didn't get us to the promised land, I'd offer him praise and extend my right hand. We will always remember when we heard him exclaim, "Hello, you play to win the game." Then an aura of magic at next year's camp, as though conjured from Aladdin's lamp, like we rubbed that lamp to see what appeared, and that's how our Mangini got here. With smoke and mirrors, Mangenius was created, or so the New York media stated, but a collapse with Favre in 2008 sent Eric packing to the mistake by the lake. From an NFL family, 3 coaches in all, with a preference for the defensive side of the ball, a culture change I will never forget. It was a prideful thing to play like a Jet. He made us believe we could have nice things and defiantly refused to kiss any rings. But after 6 years, his act had grown tired, and in 2014, Rex Ryan was fired. Mangini and Rex share a very strange feeling. They lost lots of weight, yet became less appealing. A somber and stoic Todd Bowles came to town. There wasn't much reason to keep him around. But after hiring Adam Gase, I guess you could say Todd Bowles had a case. A ridiculous man with big crazy eyes. Thanks a lot, Peyton Manning. You recommended this guy. After 32 games, Gase was out on his can, and we turned our attention to a guy from San Fran. A defensive coordinator known for his fire. Most acknowledged it as an excellent hire. He loved his cliches, all gas and no brakes, but held no one accountable for making mistakes. Although his defense brought opponents a level of fear, his offense was stuck in a single gear. The sideshow created by old number 8 and an impulsive owner sealed his fate. Instead of Woody hiring the coach of his dreams, the process was handled by the 33rd team. An extensive search yielded the name of a player whose coach is in the Hall of Fame. A Parcells disciple from way back when. Welcome back to New York, Mr. Aaron Glenn.
Wow, very nice, William. Or as we're supposed to do, I guess, in poem land. Booyah!
How long have you been a Jets fan?
Since the mid '60s.
Wow. So you were around when I was watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I have vague memories of my dad being excited by the Super Bowl, but don't really remember it. You know.
Have you watched it on YouTube?
Oh yeah, I've seen it many times. Yeah.
Wow, you killed it, William. You freaking.
The thing about the game on Sunday, getting back to Rodgers and such, I was reading up this week about Aaron Glenn's previous combats with Aaron Rodgers, and he always plays man to man with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers has very little success in the 4 games that he played against Aaron Glenn when he was the DC in Detroit. In fact, he had a very poor 57% completion average running against Detroit and their man-to-man defense. So that's one of the other things I expect on Sunday, because I think that's the Jets' strength.
Well, I agree. And, we've all put our faith in Aaron Glenn. And I'm somewhere between Alain and Indy. I'm hoping for an 8 or 9 win season and steady improvement. That's what I expect, honestly. But I'm just like we all hope Alain is wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're sitting here in December, waving flags and talking about the promised land.
Yeah.
But
I hope so too. But I just want to see improvement from week to week.
Absolutely,
because that will be what drives us to a better overall season. I mean, your chances against Buffalo are still going to be rather limited, and Dallas is going to be a challenge. I mean, you saw last night how good their defense can be, but especially when they're defending against Barkley, who only had maybe the best running back season last year of anybody.
I'll still take my chances without Micah Parsons, though. So thank you, Dallas.
Well, I know you will. But they were pretty stout against Philadelphia's, running game. And anyway, statistics don't really matter. The only thing that matters is the final score.
That's true.
Joe Namath did.
I know there's a lot of people that want to call. I really wanted to share that with you, Bob, because as a frustrated writer, I have great respect for that. My daughter's trying to get a book published. She's a professor, an English professor, and I've always had great respect for the written word. So
you know what I did, which is totally against the grain. I wrote 3/4 of the book before I found myself a publisher.
Wow.
And usually it's the other way around. You find a publisher, you sell them on the idea, and then you write the book. And the publisher and my agent turned out to be my agent. They were astounded. You've already written the book? I said, yeah. Well, why'd you do that? I said, well, what else am I supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to get a publisher first. And I said, but I want to be able to sell it to the publisher, and I want to show them what I've got. So,
well, William, You are being showered with wonderful compliments for that poem, and I said it way back when, and I say it now for anyone that chooses to share their gifts here on air. You clearly have a gift here, Philia, but we appreciate you being able to be vulnerable enough to share it, especially as it's been 25 years in the vault. That's too bad for the 25 years of other people that could have heard wonderful poems, but selfishly, I'm glad you saved it for us. Yes.
And in the word of Paul's daughter, wow.
Yeah, quite fitting.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Nice job. Have a great weekend.
Wait, whoa. Before we go,
Yes, sir.
What jersey are we rocking here? Huh? Who do we got? Let me go
Oh
full
man, this is one of my favorites, man. This is Mangold. I love Mangold.
Oh yeah, baby. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, just
And
so
I
we just needed to know.
I actually saw Bob's hat, and I was like, I think I got the same one.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, let me see. Yep, we got the same hat. There you go.
They told me no returns.
Oh, well, that's totally the case.
Oh, and by the way, Bob, that logo behind me there, that was it. That's from the late '60s, and it was in my father's den. Wow. And when he passed away, it was the only thing I asked my mother for.
Wow, that's vintage.
Yeah,
that's vintage.
So touching. I love that, Philium, and I love you sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Philium. Appreciate you.
Enjoy the game Sunday.
There you go. And come on, wow, that was some moving.
Gotta find a really important and perfect place for that poem.
That's true. I'd love to, and apparently it continues to evolve because the Jets continue to give Philium new material on a year-to-year basis with all of our head coaches. Hopefully, this is the latest chapter for a while, but. All right, let's do this. We've got a ton of phone calls. I want to get to all of you. Again, we have over 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. 136 of the 500 are here on YouTube. If you're watching on any other app, hop on over. Join the growing army of the Boy Green Coffee Club and Boy Green Daily, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We're trying to get to 8,000 subscribers, and like I said, we're about 50 or 60 people away. If we got 500 plus people in the room, I imagine that math means there's 50 or 60 of you out there that could hit that subscribe button. So join the army, baby. All right, let's go to the phone lines. I believe Hair and Makeup has just finished up with him, so he should be ready to go. Philly Noodles is here to go. What's up, Philly?
How you doing? How you guys doing?
Hey,
Philly,
it's
how are you?
Friday. There we go.
Pretty good. Hey, I want to say that that Coat-Tight line was great, and the line of Batman Genie and Rex losing weight and just becoming more egregiously disgusting is great. I love it.
He's just got so much good stuff, and it's so much that it's hard to appreciate each thing. So I'm gonna have to listen back to this and get some of it because it was so good.
Yeah, it is.
Bob, I hope I win that book, dude.
Yeah, see, he wants to win that book.
If you don't,
I will buy it.
Still get it at a really good price.
It's gonna happen. I promise. I'll like reveal it when I get it. But
yeah.
either way, so with Alain, I mean, I'm hopeful, but optimistically hopeful. But I'm like 6 to 8 wins.
Okay.
8 would be sweeping the Finns, beating the Falcons. To me, if they could beat the Falcons. And, they really could go on a winning streak at the end, just losing maybe to the Bills. I have us losing to the Bills straight up. But,
back there. There's a lot of winnable games.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
I mean, it's hey, if you don't have optimism at this point before the first game,
right? When are you?
It's
a good point.
Kind of nuts. If you
and if you're a Dallas fan, you have to wait 10 days until you can play again to get that first win.
Yeah. So I shared something with BG. BG, if you want to pull it up. Without being spit on, I was spit on at work without the help from Jalen Carter. My job needed me to paint the walls at work, and this is the color I had to paint throughout the week. Can you just imagine?
Black and yellow.
Black and yellow. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro. I'm like, of the week, I wore my Jets polo when I finished it yesterday.
I was just about to say, did you walk out? Did you say, like, enough is enough? Like, what happened?
I was actually tempted to, like, stencil in the Jets somewhere.
That would have been hilarious. Yeah, right.
On Sunday night, you go in there and you paint it all green.
Oh, there you go. That'd be nice.
Hey, dude. If I get fired on something, that would be the way to walk out.
Yeah, there's no better way to walk out in a blaze of glory and you losing your job that supports you and your family than just getting into your Jets where you can.
Yeah, that was torture over the past week. So, I mean, it is what it is. So I'll leave you guys with that. I know you got callers. Let's go Jets.
Philly, what do you expect on Sunday?
Yeah.
Like I said, if we can emulate what happened with Fields, meaning throw under 200 yards and still win the game, I'll take it.
Okay.
Well, I'm really resting my hopes on number one. One of the podcasts I heard from Pittsburgh was talking about how they really expect Rodgers to throw the ball all over the field because that's what he loves to do, and he's just itching. And even though he says he doesn't have anything that he's really cares about as far as the Jets do, I think Rodgers wants to go in there and show the Jets that they made a mistake, and that could really work to the Jets' favor.
Hey, let me say this: if Aaron wants to do that, please. There's nothing more than I would like than that 41-year-old decrepit body throwing 50 times against this Jets pass rush. And not only, and I now know that, the line of we thought we got our guy from the West Coast in San Fran, Philliam said, well, our front four will get there. F that. Steve Wilkes is going to throw the kitchen sink, your mama, my mama. They're going to throw everybody at Aaron Rodgers and blitz his ass. And I hope they run the same. I haven't said this anywhere, but I'll say it here. I hope they run that same blitz package where you bum rush the A gap, you double gap up front, and then Aaron's like can, and then all of a sudden you have a bail and that pick because Aaron got that against Minnesota. He got that against Seattle. He is begging the gods to get intercepted on that play every time when you double mug up the A gap, and he thinks it's something, and then you have your linebackers or defensive lineman in Leonard Williams' case bail immediately to that pop screen and intercept it. I could totally see Will McDonald go into the hizzy, or Jermaine Johnson for that matter, who's already done that before. Mug front, bail, pick, and then get Aaron Rodgers like two other teams got us last year. There'd be nothing sweeter.
1,000%. We're going to see so many drop screen passes to Warren. It's not even funny. Like I know people, it's going to be like evident. Like right, probably the first scripted pass may be a screen pass to Jaylen Warren without a doubt.
We're ready for it, 100%. Yeah,
dump. It's going to happen. It's not the fact that he doesn't have any arm talent left. It's the fact that he cannot be as mobile as he used to be. So if he can get his 4-yard dump to a 12-yard completion, they're going to take it.
And if you can get him to have to scramble to the left, that's also going to be a problem for him because as strong as his arm is, that's not his strong side as far as throwing the ball.
We've said it before the season is going to begin. We've been saying it. If they show up week 1, it is a tone setter for the rest of the season. Yeah, because this is the hardest front bookends you're going to find in the NFL, almost in the NFL. And if our two young men can hold up their sides of the ball on both sides, we'll be all right. If those guys don't show up, we're screwed.
Quick hitters.
Yeah, that's right.
It. Appreciate you, Philly.
Yes, sir.
Philly Noodles Friday special as always. Wow. Okay, we got a ton of people trying to call into the show. Of course. Why wouldn't they? It's game week, baby. And up next, we mentioned this man. I mentioned it when Alain said, hey, Boy Green, did you really pick the Jets to win 12 games, did you? And I went, well, I did. But you want to know something? There's another Jet fan in our universe that said the floor is 12 wins. And that man is DNY for life. Devin joining us here on the show. What's up, brother?
Good morning, fellas. Good morning, gentlemen. How
I hope you had a good night's sleep last night.
Bob, I had a great night's sleep last night. I woke up this morning and I have the opportunity to bring my daughter to school on, my Flex Friday off. So that was awesome. Sat in this damn parking lot in my car that just got tuned up, and it's a 2021.
Ooh.
And the motherfucker won't start. Excuse my language.
Damn.
So I'm sitting here on a tow, but it gets worse. I'm glad that I'm able to call in. I haven't been able to, all of a sudden my internet dropped. And I'm like, I have like 5 bars. Why is my internet dropping? Then it dropped. It wouldn't come on. So I'm like, man, now I'm going to look like I'm not going to show up for this bet that Bob proposed to me, which I don't know what it is. But I'm like, man, this sucks. And I'm supposed to leave. I'm supposed to leave to go to Jersey today, for the game. But we have another vehicle. So that's that. So we'll be able to utilize that one, but if needed. But hopefully this one gets taken care of before I have to leave. So yeah, my morning has been awesome and not awesome. So
Well,
But
first off, DIY for life. What? Let's put you full screen here. What? That looks like a beautiful jersey. Who do we got here?
Oh, you know my dogs are coming.
Quincy. Oh, look at that jersey.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, that jersey's so good.
That's right. That's right, Bob. That's what's gonna carry us. That's what's gonna carry us. And I've decided I'm wearing my JJ jersey to the game on Sunday because the defense is gonna carry us.
There you go, baby.
The defense is gonna carry us. And JJ is going to do things that no one thinks that he is capable of. All of this, it's going to take a year to heal back from the Achilles. I think this guy is going to be different. He reminds me a little bit of remember when Adrian Peterson came off his ACL surgery and everybody's like, oh, it's going to take a year for him to recover. Then he ran for like 2,000 yards. I feel like JJ is in that same vein, and it's happening. It's happening, Bob. But how you guys doing? How you doing today, Bob? What are you doing this morning? I like your Jets hat.
I'm a little bit itchy about the game Sunday. Although the real positive thing for me is because I'm in the Central Time Zone. The game starts at 12. I have less time to wait than you do.
Yeah, that's true. You get there faster. That's the math of it, I believe.
True.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say one thing, BG.
Later and still be ready.
I'm gonna just interject this real quick. You can do what you want with it. I'm not one. I mean, I'm a solution oriented person, so I just think of like when there's a situation I don't care for, I just create a solution for it because I don't believe in whining. I'm an achiever. I believe in goals and setting them and achieving them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, I almost when my internet fell, I was kind of good because I was like, you know what, I can't listen to Alain. I don't enjoy anything about him. I don't enjoy. I literally do not enjoy an iota of anything he says. I don't understand how that person can claim to be a Jets fan and,
I was gonna say I don't know
and never say anything that is positive. Like I just don't. I can't listen to that. So you do it what you will.
Super chat, by the way. So let's give a shout out here to Lee Van. Appreciate it.
Wow.
He says Marshall Falk Alain.
Yeah.
Falk Alain here.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the season opener, man. It's our season opener. This is the beginning of the season. It's like the worst curmudgeon time to freaking call. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta have hope. Like we could have speculations and say, we expect a 5-win season, 6-win season. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that, right? Because we don't know what to expect. But okay. Anyhow, that's enough energy on that because I'm.
And he made the Steelers sound like world beaters.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll see, and then it'll be world. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I do love Indy. I did caught a little piece of Indy Jet when my internet was coming back on. I like Indy Jet so much, man. And initially Indy Jet, I was like, I don't know if you're gonna be an asshole or not. But Indy Jet has turned out to be a really good dude. I love his knowledge. I love his positivity. And I'm a little bit hurt by this AVT situation. AVT going down hurts tremendously, man. I hope our offensive line can recover enough, but we're definitely going to miss him to where I feel like that's going to be a significant loss because it was just more the intangibles of what he does. It's not seen. And I think that's what's going to be felt. But I think you made a great point too, Bob. I think when you said that, this might be an opportunity for us to sign AVT next year because I don't, I don't deal with the negativity. So yes, it sucks that he got hurt, but when he plays, he's one of the best guards in the NFL. Period.
100%.
So if we could get some sort of deal, I want to back up for him as well. You know what I mean? Get somebody that could maybe come in. We could even maybe, give him another couple years and then, work someone in as well. So we have someone to fill that void if he ever goes down again. But I would like to re-sign AVT. I think that would be pretty awesome. I love AVT, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love AVT.
He's good people, and he just became a team captain and all that. It's just cruel and unusual punishment for AVT. So that'd be wonderful. And here's the sneaky other reason no one's talking about the AVT thing is that Max Mitchell just got a step closer to the field. And you may say, what are you talking about? Well, if Olu Muiwa gets a cold and he can't show up, the next left tackle on the depth chart is Max Mitchell. Ugh. I would have loved the fact that ABT, right? If anything happened to Olumuyiwa, ABT could have jumped Alijah Vera-Tucker instead of Tucker. He would have been Alijah Vera-Tucker. He could have got out there. Now it's Max Mitchell. So hopefully,
Max Mitchell, his rookie year was pretty decent out there until
he had to start week 1. I was at his first game, which I don't think anyone had on the bingo card. His 4th round pick out of Louisiana Lafayette, going from Ragin' Cajun football to starting left tackle for the Jets against the Baltimore Ravens in MetLife Stadium. But I was there and went, "What in the world?" A cavalcade of injuries and everything happened where Max Mitchell went from 4th round developmental tackle. Maybe he'll see the field this year to booyah, day 1 starter. I'm like, oh God. So yeah, it's been quite a journey for Max.
Yeah, but he was pretty good for I can't remember the exact number of games.
What he is,
but then he had an undisclosed problem.
Blood clots.
Yeah, blood clots.
Yeah. Which is
and then he sucked after that. The blood clots took all of his whatever superpower he had before the blood clots. He came back from the blood clots, and it just was terrible.
Yeah, the blood clots took any of his football ability away. It was Space Jam. It was terrible. I'm like, oh God.
Listen, our little gentleman's bet. Okay, I have the Jets, at 6 or 7 wins, and I think you had 12.
Floor 12.
Floor. Okay.
It's not lava, but 12.
So what do you want to do? You want to go, plus or minus 10, or plus or minus 10, or something like that?
Okay. Well, if you're at 5 or 6 and he's at 12, the fair play.
Well, I'm trying to give him a better chance because I don't see 12 wins.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If 8.5, we're going between your guys' 2 projections. That's plus on yours and minus on his. That 8-9 number seems like a fair place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8.5.
I'm good with that.
Are you guys both good on 8.5? Okay. Yeah. What's the bet? What's the bet here, Bob?
Nothing. It's just I don't bet. It's just a gentleman's bet.
Okay.
I got you, Bob. I got you, Bob.
8.5. Okay. That's the magic number.
And I, you know what? I hope I'm wrong, as I said earlier when I predicted the Jets to
win.
Right, but I never get it right. I never get it right. But
Bob, when we go over 9 wins, okay? When we go over 9 wins, I don't know. I'm gonna give you time because we got 9 wins to get to, right? So I'm gonna give you time to think about something that you can want for me to do. But gentlemen's bet, but every morning you come on in here after the Jets have their 9th win, win number 9. When you come on here, I want you to say good morning, BG. J-E-T-S, Jets, and I want all that passion right there, Bob.
I do it in the house all the time, and my wife says, "What the are you doing?"
But I want to see it on here, Bob, and I want to see it with all the vigor and all the passion that you.
Let me give you a preview, okay?
Okay, wait. Let me go full screen.
Here we go.
Here you go, Bob. Please.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
All right, producer team, let's cut that. We'll add that to our video package. Very nice. Well done, Bob. Okay. We will add that
every game after every win after 9. You have to come on the next Friday, and that's your good morning call.
I hope I have to do it. I hope I have to do it every week.
Yeah,
and even
I do too.
Have to spell Jets correctly.
There you go. Spelling bee champs, baby. Reigning, defending. Devin, the bet is on. So again, to clear it up for everyone who's watching and listening, DNY for Life is over, of course, on the 8.5. And Bob, you are under on the 8.5. We will see what happens throughout the season. Gentlemen's bet, and you guys can think of what you would want Devin to do if somehow, God forsaken, the football gods smite the Jets once again, and that happens. What you want Devin to do?
And it'll come down to game 17.
Oh, wow. God, that would be dramatic. That would be dramatic. DIY for Life, I hope your day goes better, my friend.
And, I appreciate that, fellas. This just made it a little bit better.
And then enjoy the game on Sunday.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you guys.
Let's go. We will have a watch party for those who are curious. The Jets-Steelers game, when that game's on about 5 or 10 minutes before the game kicks off, I'll have the game projecting over here. We tested it out last night when I was on Ricky New York Live Show watching the Cowboys-Eagles game. So I'll have it projecting right here. I'll be in the studio, and we'll enjoy the game together. The phone lines will be open, and you guys can watch Jets-Steelers with me as I do play-by-play analysis. of that game on Sunday. So that
Wow,
should be a
that's
lot of
cheap.
fun.
That's cheaper than NFL Sunday ticket.
There you go. You won't be able to watch it, but you can hear my beautiful pipes, and we'll see where you go from there. All right, let's get a few more phone calls in here. Actually, before I do that, excuse me, let me get another membership being gifted from our guy, MFC. Here we go, baby. You are in the raffle for a personally autographed Bob Letter book. MFC, thank you, everybody. Another reminder here in a moment. By the way, that membership went to Mizzo9. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. And in case you guys missed it, here's our prize pack for the month of September. We have a random vintage Jets player t-shirt blast from the past, a New York Jets sideline hoodie from last year, one-of-a-kind Jet Zone banner. It has inside the Jet Stadium. It's a nice Jets banner. We have a New York Jets polo, and just added, donated by Badshaw, a personalized autographed copy of Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football. Whoever that winner is, what will happen is that we will reach out to you and you tell us what you want Bob. He will sign the book and say whatever you want him to say in that book, and then we will ship it to you. That is a new item that is being added to the prize pool for the month of September. Again, to be eligible, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel. A Boy Green Coffee Club membership, as MSC just did down below, is $3. So that's the way to do it, but you can do it with super stickers, super chats, and everything in between. So good luck to all you guys out there in the universe. All right, we got a couple more calls to get to here, Bob. Up next is Easy. What's up, Easy?
Yo, what's up?
Good morning, Easy.
You're on the show. Yeah.
Good morning, Bob. Looking forward to getting your book. You're going to the tailgate, right?
No.
Well, what I might do is I'm driving up. I might just it's on the radio, right? I can listen to the book on tape.
If you make a left turn and on your way up from North Carolina, you go through Illinois and then head east, we could certainly meet up.
Not happening. But there were a couple of points I wanted to make.
Sure.
Number one, I feel awful for AVT, and I have a question. A tricep injury is not a very common injury for a player.
It's
uncommon. I mean, biceps and like the what is this? The pecs. A lot of that can happen, but a tricep, and this is his second tricep injury, both on each arm.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering,
arms,
is there something maybe with his technique that is hurting him? Maybe he's blocking in a certain style. Maybe he's got his arms too high or too low. I mean, that's my first question, because that is not a very common injury at all. So I was curious to that. The second is I think the Jets are probably going to be 8-9 wins. Because I think back to when Saleh first took over the Jets, and he had that. They were, what were they, 7-3, 7-4, and then the wheels fell off the cart.
Yeah, I believe they were 7-4.
For some reason.
Yeah,
and that was with Zach. Now this guy's way better than Zach.
Mike White, actually, yeah, Zach Wilson and Mike White, yeah.
Right. I mean, we got way better quarterbacks than Zach and White, and we got like the extra really good running back in Allen. So now we have Brees and Allen. We've got better tight ends now with Stone Smart and Mason Taylor. And then I don't know how that new 6'7" guy is, but all reports say he's not half bad. And we still have Jeremy Ruckert. And I know Ruckert, being from Lindenhurst and being a Jet fan his whole life, he doesn't want to go out bad. I know he doesn't. I know, this is for his dad's honor and everything. I think he's really going to try to pull his shit together this year and really make a statement that I am a local Jet fan and I want my team to exceed. There are a lot of little extras going on here. And now we have that really good guard that we picked defensive tackle that's going to be right next to Williams, bull rushing in the middle. And of course we got JJ back and we got McDonald. And I really think that the coaching staff might have gotten into Michael Clemens' head, because he is a physical specimen. If they could get through his cloud, whatever has been blocking him up, I think he could be an impact player, because he does have that nasty, nasty chip on his shoulder. And I just look forward to seeing him really try to do something in this game.
And there's little doubt about his football ability either. And I said there's no doubt about his football ability.
I think it's all upstairs with him.
Yeah, just restraining his emotions. Get back to Ruckert for a minute. Ruckert's got a real offensive line coach this year.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, man, the coaching staff under Saleh, except maybe for Saleh himself, Saleh's a great coach. I'm not going to take anything away from Saleh. But what Saleh's mistake was, being the head coach of a football team, is you have to notice if your guys ain't cutting it, you got to have the balls to fire them. You do. And the fact that he never fired Keith Carter, that was a travesty. I think just by firing him and just putting somebody else who was under him in charge would have made a marked difference, because everyone says the team has the talent. Even Woody Johnson said it was the most talented team that he ever fielded in his time as the owner. And it was just coaching. And that's where Saleh, being that, what you call the nice guy mentality, hurt him. Because, if Keith Carter was the coach under Bill Parcells, not only would have Parcells fired him, he would have probably buried him in the end zone. Bill don't play. So that was part of that problem. And here's my third thing. How the hell do I get one of them Gotham jerseys? I know some people hate them. I think they're absolutely badass. I like the diamond plate that they have on the shoulder pads. I think those are really cool jerseys. And I was looking for them, and I can't see them in the Jet shop. So do you think they might be selling them at the stadium? Because I'd really love to get one of those jerseys. And I'm really not into those fancy jerseys, but that Gotham jersey is pretty badass.
Yeah, okay, Taylor Sterling just confirmed it. September 10th, the rivalry jerseys drop to be purchased. So 5 days away, and then you can buy them next week. I think they look great. So I would buy one too, and maybe I will sell a kidney to do it because I have 1,000 jerseys in my closet. But I love the jerseys. I think they look great.
It's a good tour.
Maybe we could do like a raffle at the tailgate for one of those jerseys.
That's
everyone
possible.
pitch in like $3-4. Because there's gonna be 50 people. Everybody chip in $3-4, and that's enough money to cover for the jersey.
That's probably true. Yeah, and then we can walk right over to the gift shop and buy it. So yeah.
I would love. Shit, man. Could you imagine if that was their regular season jersey? Do you think? I mean, it's just so evil looking.
I'm not ready to move on from the jerseys we've just returned to. I love those ones, but yeah, we're going to see it twice this year, so I'm going to love it when we do.
To me, it looks like a lot like the Panthers jersey.
The Panthers?
No.
Because of the black.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds you of, if you watch the Batman movies, Gotham City was always like kind of dark. Yep. And dark green and black, and I mean, it really emphasizes Gotham City. Yeah, real badass look. I love it.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
So anyway, I think your book is on tape.
What do you think? Do I wear the cap on Sunday before the game, or no? Do I wear a green shirt on Sunday for the game?
The hat he's wearing right now.
Yeah, that's a good hat. I just ordered from the Jet shop. Like I told you, when I went up to Jersey last month, I went to a couple of stores. I went to like Dick's Sporting Goods and whatnot. Nobody had a green hoodie with the 80s Jets logo, the one we have now.
That sucks.
So I just went to the Jet shop, and they were actually had them on sale. Green hoodie with the Jets logo with the little jet plane on the top. So I ordered that. That should be here in a couple of days.
Right.
But
beautiful.
Yeah. So on the 10th. So the 10th, that jersey's dropping on the 10th, huh?
Apparently, that's what Taylor Sterling says, and I saw something that they were coming out in a couple of days. So that sounds right.
So let's do the raffle for that at the tailgate, and then if I don't win, I'm going to buy the damn thing.
So it's a win-win. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if we can put that together, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. I just saying it today. We are a month away today from our Jets-Cowboys tailgate, baby. I don't want to rush the process. I'm ready for Jets Steelers. I don't want to rush any of these games. I'm going to enjoy as we savor the flavor on a week-to-week basis. But a month from today, there's a Jets Cowboys tailgate, so I hope you guys are ready.
The other thing is, if the Jets win the toss, I don't want them to defer. I want to have the ball first quarter and matriculate down the field.
All right.
And go up 7-0, and then give the ball to Rodgers. This does two things. A, it keeps the ball out of Rodgers' hands a little longer, and B, if he feels that now the Jets have the lead, I got to pass more. That'll just let us pin our ears back and go. And I like the idea that the other guy was saying about bull rush up the middle and drop the ends and cover and blitz the linebackers for the and so we do against Rodgers quarterback. And this is why the Giants were able to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowls. Giants could get up the middle with a 4-man rush. And that was Brady's Achilles heel. He could not handle an up the middle rush.
Yeah, so hopefully that can happen for Rodgers. You're breaking up there, Easy, but yes, we can't wait to see you in a month. That'll be for the tailgate. For people asking when I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there as soon as we can get through the gates. I will be there with Chef Kev, and shout out to Luby, Super Jets fan, who's bringing the Sprinter. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very much looking forward to it. We have another call to get to, but I also want to say this. The next person that sends in a $10 Super Chat or greater, we've got a special announcement, a special surprise. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, you see that money sign, hit the money sign and gift a $10 Super Chat or greater. And we have a special surprise for you guys live here on the show.
What could it be?
Who knows? We just hit the 2-hour mark. We got 600 people in the people in the room. So good Lord, have mercy.
Thanks to everybody out there for being so interested.
Yeah, apparently. All right, let's go to Johnny Boys next here on the program. What's up, Johnny?
Morning, BG. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Johnny.
You guys are good after that easy call.
Oh boy, yeah, it's always a great adventure. All of these different things. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Six Flags all day. But
wait, real quick. It just came in from For Lily in Big D. Go Jets with a $20 Super Chat. So there's two things we immediately have to get here.
Wow.
And we were able to do it before the end of the show. The latest video package in the lineup is this.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Yes.
And I love that we have DNY for Lives on there as well. So the latest in the lineup. One more time.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Yes.
Thank goodness my wife is having her hair done and can't watch that.
Okay, yeah, beautiful. Well, in case you missed it, one more time.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Yes.
Chef's kiss. So thank you, Bob, and thank you for Lily for the super chat. That is amazing.
Send that to Woody along with the poem.
Will do. Yeah, I think that's going to be very moving. So yes, Johnny Boy, please go ahead.
So shout out to Phil, man. That was dope on what he does. I love
the poem. Yes,
he gets on and starts spitting words like that. So shout him out real quick.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Sunday, and what do you think about the season, Johnny?
Yes, a couple of things. I think the rival jerseys are trash. I don't like them. That's just my take on that, right? That's my opinion.
Wait, you think they're trash?
I think they're trash. I don't like them.
What?
So, yeah, I don't like
Why?
the font. I don't like the font on them.
Okay.
I don't like the manhole look, right? I mean, I could just see the memes start coming out in regards to that. But that's just my opinion. I was one of the guys that was rooting for some type of smoke gray or something to that sense, a little bit something completely different, right? That could have been something for us to be like, oh snap, this is a jet, like the jet afterburner type of thing, right? When you see that gray smoke after us dusting people or whatever. But anyways, I came on real quick because I just wanted to talk a little bit about the AVT.
Yes, please. Yes, of course.
So AVT, I feel bad for the guy, right?
Oh yeah. Of course.
But at the end of the day, and I'm gonna say it with this, it's over. It's done with. We got to continue to keep moving forward. But I can't take the disrespect on AVT as if this dude was a bum, because he was not. Wasn't he not a Pro Bowler with us at one point? And
I don't think he ever got that, but let me see. I think the highest he ever was, my brain's not working. He was on the PFWA, which is the Pro Football Writers of America all rookie team. That's the only thing he ever made. So no Pro Bowls, no All Pros, but just like from what experts say when they watched the tapes and whoa, in pockets, this guy was an All Pro. But again, just couldn't stay healthy enough of the time for that to translate.
And that's what I mean. I meant that is that people kept, saying, hey, this guy has all pro caliber type of individual, blah, blah, blah. It just didn't happen. He was riddled with injuries. And that's unfortunately what he's going to be known for as a Jet. If he does come back, he needs to go somewhere else. He needs to reset and get out of. I mean, look, I love AVT, man. I wanted AVT to be here for the rest of his career, and
sure, of course,
build the line together, like we were talking about in the very beginning of the season. Like these guys mesh together and build from there. But it's done, right? This upcoming weekend, we have a chance to. We need to win this game first and foremost. It needs to be a W and all that. I feel like, yes, I always break balls, and I'm always like, Justin Fields, MVP, breaking passing yardages, and I'm just messing around. But do I think that there's a lot of upside with Justin Fields potentially here with us? I do. You saw it last night. You could win a game by running a lot.
Sure.
Continue to keep doing that, and hopefully that our defense will be good enough to be able to keep Aaron Rodgers at bay, which I think we can. Dude, everything that I've seen on him so far, and maybe just practice, right? And I'm just saying this practice and whatnot. He looks slow. He looks a lot slower than what he was before. I saw your thing yesterday that you had with the guy from Pittsburgh, right? I forgot his name, but
we did two. And for those who are looking for Jet Steelers coverage, we did two interviews. Mike Nicastro was yesterday, and the day before was Alex Kozora. So both great Steelers interviews. So yes, what about him?
He kind of was like, dude, our defense, and people are saying that this is going to be an historic defense and all that.
Oh yeah,
Brady talking trash, man. So let's get in the ring and straight punch them in the nose and watch that faucet of blood just start coming out for them. I'm sorry, but Aaron Rodgers, dude, I want that dude on his back. Constant pressure on this dude. Do not show any type of mercy. And if he's going to throw the ball, let our guys pick it off. Maybe Cisco is the individual that is out there center field and maybe picks it off. I would love for Sauce Gardner to be the individual that does pick it off in a pick six. I just wanted to come in regards to that. I think we win, if I'm being honest with you. I think it's going to be an ugly game. I say it's going to be 13-9. I don't think we let Pittsburgh score a touchdown at all. I think it's all field goals for them. I think we do score a touchdown, and we go from there and we move on to the Bills. And we'll see what we have when we play on week 2 in regards to that. But Pittsburgh first, let's get this dub. And the last thing, the JJ conversation, right?
Yes.
Protect the player from himself. I understand that he's saying that he's ready and all these things.
Back the Ferrari up, right?
Yeah, it's about the long run with him, and I want him to succeed as well. But depending upon what kind of schemes they're going to be running, et cetera, et cetera. But again, I have them winning. Bob, I always appreciate you when you come on here, man. I do look forward to the Fridays when you come on to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I do have to say your JETS was very, very robotic. I thought you were doing the robot when you were up here. So
wait, what was it? Oh, here it is.
JETS, Jets.
Yes. Yeah.
I almost felt like I had to add to it. I love Fireman Ed too.
Yeah, hey, that was awesome, man.
Oh my God.
JETS, Jets. Let's go, Jets.
Hey, listen, this is let me say one more thing about Sunday. Might be my last chance.
Yes.
Defense and special teams. can really make it easy for the offense to do what it needs to do. And if we can pin them back in their own territory through special teams, hey, our new punter, I mean, he looked like he was all world during preseason. Yeah. And that's not something that you have to worry if he's going to be able to duplicate that against against first stringers like you do with everybody else in preseason. I don't know what they did, to help improve what his punting skills are, but that could really be a key, because that way the Jets know they don't have to take, big chances on third down. And it can really shorten the field. And so if they can pin the Steelers back on the defense, can hold them, we can have terrific field position to start, which will make it much easier.
That's for sure. Let's go to the man that is responsible for this video existing on our new page.
Jets, Jets.
Yes.
Yeah. I may not be able to show up anymore after that.
For Lily, thank you for that gift, brother. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, yes. Loud and clear.
Okay. First of all, I wanted to call in because I want to hear Bob do that live.
Is that possible? Can you do that, Bob?
You want another example, huh?
Yeah. Come on.
All right. You ready? You ready to tape this all this time?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Jets, Jets.
That was great. I think you're
I did the Jets thing backwards.
Are a little off, but I don't know.
I tried to do the Jets thing backwards so that
a little YMCA action happening there.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
By the way, you can do away with the Yankee cap.
It's not a Yankee cap. Whoa, wait. Whoa, don't go there, Bob.
Was it a Giants cap?
This is a green New York
very
cap.
green.
It just so happens that it has the Yankee emblem on it.
Yeah, but that is green. It's a nice touch.
It is green.
And whose uniform are you wearing?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, come on. Curtis Martin, baby. Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Curtis Martin.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't fit into my Freeman McNeil one. I tried, but it didn't fit anymore. I had that one, but I don't know how many years ago. I think it was 50 pounds or prior. But yeah, no, I just wanted to call in and I missed the beginning of the show. I missed Alain's.
Oh my God!
I had stuff I was doing. I called it.
You have to go.
I gotta go back and listen to it.
Sure.
You must go
back and listen to it.
You must.
So I missed that, and I told him I go. Everybody's hating on you this morning. What the hell did you say?
Wasn't Alain? I mean, this is early on when I first started making appearances. Wasn't Alain that everybody was trying to vote off the island?
Oh yes, who's that? Scotty. Scotty wanted to ban a lot of people. He wanted to send a lot of people everywhere.
Scotty's like, if he doesn't agree with him. So as far as the season, I've been saying this. You heard me say it before. I think we're going to be 6-6 after 12 games. We're going to be following a 500 record throughout the season, and then maybe win 8-9 games. Okay. Now. If for some reason we're 2-12 after that, it's probably because a major injury, and I do consider AVT a major, but I think we have enough depth at line that'll kind of keep us there. I hope that's what I'm hoping for. Mm-hmm. But if like Garrett Wilson goes down, or Fields goes down, or Williams brothers go down, something crazy, then we're going to be 2-10. If on the other hand, we're 10-2. That means that everybody's underestimated Justin Fields and his offense and their running, but I'm not thinking that's going to happen. So I'm looking still at a 500 season. As far as all the AVP,
a 500 season would be terrific.
A what? 400 season?
A 500 season would be terrific.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be 8-9 wins is where I'm at. I think that's what your dad said too, BG.
Yes,
I think that's where I'm at.
It'd be a huge step up. It really would.
Just like you said, keep getting better. I don't know if Justin Fields is our future quarterback or not, but we're going to find out this year.
We're going to find out all together. So, again, I have to thank you for Lily for giving us this gift that keeps on giving.
Jets, Jets.
Yes. Yeah.
It just shows I'll do anything for $19.99.
There you go. There you go, baby. $20 is $20. Thanks, pal.
Anyway, take it easy.
All right, we have one last call to get to because I don't want to leave anyone hanging here, but and then I have to go do other shows. So yeah, so this is the last call, but it is Neil Sr., of course, with his fresh cigar.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
I'm fine. 2 days before the first home opener, you're not going to go to.
He is not.
Oh yeah, you heard about that. Yeah,
yes, I did.
That's my first missed opener. I got to say, in over 25 years.
I think Neil still goes. Like he feels the itch.
No, I can't.
We get close to the Sunday, and someone's like, "Hey, I got a good deal."
Plan. I'm having a couple of real big Jet fans over. We're going to do our own tailgate and make a day out of it.
All right.
I am going to be going to the Buffalo game.
Ooh,
I have a good friend of mine who's a building manager in the city, and he gets coaches club seats. He's a bougie. And he goes, Neil, I got coaches. What he does is he gives me the coaches club seats, and my job is to drive him, pick him up in Manhasset with his son, and drive him to the game.
I would pick him up for coaches seats. I'd pick him up from here, from Oswego. Come on,
I get you. But let me tell you something. The reason he loves me to drive is,
all right,
I go from the game. When I leave the game, it's like a Formula One NASCAR. I'm like a NASCAR driver.
Oh, wow.
I come out of the park and I park in a specific spot.
Okay.
I go on the shoulder. I jam it over here. I race over there. I get home from MetLife to Manhasset, which is about, pretty beginning of Nassau County, and less than an hour every time I go.
Wow.
So
I was going to salute you.
He just holds himself like this, and we fly.
I was going to salute you. Anybody who would devote 3.5 hours after the game is over to get back home on the island. Because I was listening to Boomer and Gio the other day, and they had fan after fan calling up about the horror of trying to get out of there and get back.
Yeah, I don't know. I do it really right, Bob. I don't know. I have a good escape plan and everything else. It works out really well.
There you go.
But, I watched. Did you guys obviously watch the game last night?
I did. I don't think Bob did because
I did not. I had other responsibilities last night.
You know what's amazing to me? Hurts did not throw a single pass to a wide receiver until like the late in the third quarter, Paul.
Wow.
I think what's his name? The big receiver had
AJ
one
Brown?
reception.
Yeah, he had like one catch for 8 yards or
going
something.
into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
One.
Yeah, and that's all he had in the game, I believe. That's
right. So the bottom line is he did it all on his legs. And I told my wife, because she doesn't know, she's a Jet fan, but she's very frustrated. I said, Michelle, our quarterback runs better than that quarterback. She's like,
he's way faster for sure. 100%.
I go, she goes, you got to be kidding me. She said, that's not happening. I said, you'll see. And I'm going to tell you something. I was very encouraged watching him run for touchdowns in the red zone. I'm saying to myself, this could be us.
It could be us. It could be us. Yeah.
Why not?
Why not us? That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to be fascinated to see what kind of pre-designed play they can put together.
And the other ones, right? The 2 Jalen Hurts touchdowns were not orchestrated. They were the Justin Fields in the Packers preseason game where he scoops pressure and makes a touchdown.
I don't watch a lot of games where the Jets are not playing, but I distinctly remember that game the Jets won when they played against Hurts, but how elusive he was when they had a pass rush, and how it would be 3rd and 13 and he would run for 18 yards.
Well, now we don't have to worry about that. We're blitzing the hell out of him, kitchen sink. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I will say this to you. The way don't forget, the Eagles, when he's being pressured, right?
Yeah.
There's huge gaps in the offensive line because their line is just unbelievable.
Oh, it's really good.
Every guy on that line, when they PFF'd them in the beginning of the game, is top 5. Number 1 at their position, number 2 at their position. I've never seen that before, that an offensive line had 4 out of 5 guys that were top 5. And the other one is the guard that replaced Becton. He doesn't have a ranking, obviously.
Yeah, right.
They might have had him in the first.
Did they have any kind of a pass rush against the Eagles last night?
The Cowboys?
No.
Yeah.
But Dallas had some pass rush. They were pretty good.
They did pretty, all things considered, without Micah Parsons. I thought they did a very fair job, to be honest.
I'll tell you, the guy that they got from Green Bay was a wrecker.
Kenny Clark, yeah, he had a half a sack at least.
Unbelievable game.
Yeah, really good game.
He stopped the
Neil,
run.
Neil,
He
I
had
wanted
some
to know.
pressure.
Neil, I wanted to know which tunnel do you take that you are racing through?
Well, what I usually will do is I'll take 3 to the Lincoln Tunnel, go through Manhattan, shoot through Manhattan, out Midtown Tunnel 495, take the service road on 495, go through Queens, and then bust out by the Grand Central.
Well,
That's one route. I have multiple routes.
Long enough in New York to know. I lived long enough in New York to know what you're talking about, but getting through that tunnel, my wife and I were at a wedding back in May, and on a Sunday night, just getting from New Jersey back into Manhattan was a horror show. And my wife was watching the Boomer and Geo thing the other day with me, and she said, what takes so long? I said, honey, don't you remember how we sat in traffic on a Sunday night at 10:30 at night trying to get back into Manhattan, how it was bumper to bumper, just trying to get it, into the tunnel? It's ridiculous.
100%.
It's crazy. I grew up in New Jersey, and when I went to school at St. John's in Queens, and when I moved to Queens after high school, that's when the Jets moved from Shea over to MetLife.
Yeah.
So now I had to make a reverse commute going the other direction, when it was.
Neil, do you see any chance that the Jets could build a stadium in New York?
Oh, God, I wish they would.
Yeah.
I mean, the perfect stadium is right by Arthur Ashe there, right in Queens. You got plenty of room.
Really? Where?
Right near City Field. Right near City Field.
Well, listen, I know that area too.
It's by where the World's Fairgrounds is.
But you'd probably have to take down the Unisphere to build a
I don't even think you have to do that. I mean, that's an amazing acreage area there. They did that whole big renovation of the Arthur Ashe Stadium there, and there's plenty of room to put a football stadium. And if there's any spot that has the best traffic flow, I mean, from that spot, you can go Triborough, you can go Manhattan, you can go Queens, you could, there's so much, in and out accessibility that you don't really get jammed up like you do coming out of MetLife. I mean, it's a catastrophe.
Well, I could have walked over there from where I used to live.
Well, boys, Neil, give us, before we sign off on the show, prediction or any comment you want to make about Jet Steelers. Go.
I think we're going to pull one out. I think we're going to win the game. It's going to be a slop fest.
Yeah.
I think we get a touchdown early.
All right.
And I think the defense does a good job against Rodgers. I'm going to say 10, 13, 16, 19. 4 field goals and a touchdown, 19-17 Jets.
Works for me. Booyah. You just heard it there from Neil, baby. Let's give him one of these.
J-E-T-S. Jets.
Yes.
Yeah. Wife just walked in and said, "Is that you?"
It sure is.
Well, I don't know. I may not ever show up again.
Yeah, there you are. Forevermore, we have that saved in the archive.
But I promise anybody else that calls in from now on and gives you $19.99 or more, I will be glad to do it again.
Okay, there you go. I want to thank everybody for joining us. One of the longest Boy Green Dailies we've ever had at 2.5 hours, but a lot of great conversation. Jet Steelers game. A lot of people are fired up. I'm about to hop over because we've got fantasy football content happening on our other YouTube channel, and it will also be streaming live on this
And
one.
you have only one way to end the show, of course.
And you know what it is?
J-E-T-S. Jets.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, honey, it was me.
It was. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Boy Green Daily. Take care.